wo kwan mu mfimfini wo baabi enipa 13 na to anananum wonse do na ka no amoa yesemre kintonturawa Chief Justice Infoni da ha was an rig kakraka no a wode di Chief Justice no ena de won suspects your friend Justice Getrudaraba Isabatoko no and wode Justice Paul Bafuboni Sumfoni abetoa and one nso send a rig kase no a wode di Chief Justice no but was suspects was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as suspended Arabe Sabatoko no enti Bafuboni na ye acting afe MPP amanyoku Salam Mustafa ana wonsra ban se gadam se kunu wantumi anko enti wampatew abrantie bi wogina JHS yo etese wonyini yakura wakwa wia mobile phone wo mu abu nakunu afe wowura bi wonya 60 years wo mutese okowura ne girlfriend ho wokọ ne girlfriend dem and you be anim say ne girlfriend no but wo pie no na de a wode koye no wansan fa ne nyina mafie wo pie no na ne bema no ye twaso ama na kaketua bi na etua wo but de kodia poti ya ema no ka peace no tisi enya papa no ye ne interviewer no wono ankasa ate ba ya enam so ka ketua bi me hu wanie Omacha. Me hu muanie.
Ana me se wo ma free ho.
Me nim say ye tayo de tie say.
Me kwa be ka ho asem.
De koye no nya saa no de bae.
That's right.
All die be die.
Be ka ho asem.
Wo bia wo.
Yankwa amane so na ye ne honorable Reku Brobe. Oyemrahye badwane Heman Lower Dentra. About to ompesua so na honorable Brian Champon. Ebra okoye the presentation den 72 dwa ewo eye blue light adum ja ehye edwa ewo ho no na ono so eka ye ne no ene ho komo ono bo ye mo ache
minia meje oso papa
na pomu ti say o
ye do it ya me ye beta na se ene mo so pipe a ama Ghana economy kakaka
na constituency so ti say
nyame adum so far and boni bia
de nyame ase okay na ye bisa se Brian Champon botaya odikopie eye blue light asante mantem na botaya na ede
yo minia sene wa frame ye alternative Ghana fu ni na mede ya kokete nso emma edum fire victim enyanoma titru emma boja fo a say how many baby crown better and that okobia anka orebe ho papa enutina honorable Brian Dr. Brian send amount for ho asese amount for ho aka no oye na tinese obeko na wakohwe omo na kakra omo so wono odi ama omo na answer na no just before you called me na Oka Chief Justice President Mahama have suspended me nyame anim ni ya kakra wo esa say isi aye ka say enye de ha Ghana three konanim any Chief Justice. There are bread and butter issues on the table. Galamsey after you now for me, you could react Chief Justice suspended na area. The truth is that the process account na account for 2 hours. I said the Abu Bobe with the Misro Magana Democracy Plan. A trimester, the Ubia the near process no suspension the Aba. Now, accept na kasa substantively no, na because we are ashamed that Chief Justice will be able to stand her ground. Now the differences will be all the Aba and Magana accordingly. Name transcripts, witnesses, evidence. If they be caught to a trial in Biano, Omonia the public, my public need follow. Who's the rule of law is really working. Mini ama me pa no si ho. Na me mra Dr.
Then be
Bright.
Chief Justice Diana Crown, na idea me do basin because minority for modest statement about the two abonten. Now, a somebody be ho baby sound Eddie afa home. Mami no nwie honorable Dr. Brian. They say me they are all the two just say or per se osi structure na de ma adwadefo yi. Na eno no send the same ho say osi na wasiesie na odi amawo mo ana say hyehyɛ kakra wo ho say de obi bɛka no.
Yes, yes, anything. KJT market no has been there since time immemorial. And they just to best 5 years or so. I mean, they just told me about be a cop or no market kasa. Ebi adoye. Ebi no book kasa ye amount for kitchen. Dr. Brian General, this was no year what you'll be arguing. Any Dr. Brian J. Money said. He didn't only go to sympathize with them and just donate money like anybody that. Enra was not the first time I worked. He had been there in person to look at what really the devastating nature of the fires now. But didn't you know, to personally look at it. And the Obaya, you didn't come on. And was saying no. The way I will tell you message here no. I hear a cry. Now stormy scene a betche you now know we are buying the way things work. Excuse me, Minya.
Afra.
And on why another says that I can't no better hope. Near young cat, I sent the channel and said, Doctor, so also we see the yama get before that baby I know beat Nensa can chop the air. And he is committing himself to say within a year or two, obey market number or more single-handedly. They hear me down, they can't hope that we should not stop people now. Almost to come to their aid. And they are a sister of India. To be here, the Kakakra, almost get the Kitiana of the Digan city, and Mariana, a man, let turn your mouth. And because of that, Obi of Pepebiso Bebois is very open of Bebois. Now, if you say a crowd, who say once a man, and what he said. Dr. Brian Twin Soria said, market no ejatum and Timokusi. The Asante region has a traditional owner in the person of a Dumhono so we traditional group we have the executive a Bible for no so almost so Ashanti regional minister mayor of Kumasi so assembly members we now and in the next few days Dr. Brian the outfit the secretary will meet with some stakeholders here Mabubodin Odin Campo Shay Senka Yevra Akantine Wapa and Kenra that will be the first point of call. Unfortunately, you retire the next kakra. Only the din come or telephone so. Yame boa, would be a weekend and then they call November. And the wedding can cry in your private conversation. And no free more. FA, no format. The metro to the regional minister inviting the mayor and all stakeholders who matter. Now, after meeting with them, they now call Otufo, and then I got traffic. That is any na anoko benkum na say a man who quite say uncle ya. Trust me. Obia. When you compensate so very alert as a na, Dr. Brian Yenipa, or Simeya Onya. is committed to whatever he says he will do. It is that bona washe Asanteman said the heart of Asanteman a doom subi wan kasa kasa aprenchema atu mono. So Bem Abisiesi I am a prama or more. It is not something to be challenged. And Timinia Komono Emuiam. Now then any da and yes our boy pen was said that we da for the Kodaye. Then when he made a cash donation of 300,000 Ghana cedis. 300,000 crowd minim send a bonus to Jiminim. He said 3 billion.
3 billion, yeah.
3 billion. 300,000. Nra. A core year or the fifth time issue. I work the phone be. I don't know. We left it with the leadership. Empire bonus the leadership would look at the way things are. Now, Omaya affected to man, the kitchen. So this is what he did. In fact, as MECA MPP, that says Asanteman Dayakumato, Oshaya, Ira Baumia, it no drew her, Duchum, alcohol, Yabuama, alcohol, a penny for alcohol. And now a drew Dr. Swa and Bra, the Okoya Yano. Which will say, don't make me pay free honor. Now I need them. I'm sending a control.
Okay, but those are minority for more casanzo mubo muko.
Your caucus now, our parliament.
Yes.
Almost so, and I make us Asante Mai, baby, almost how, almost so, so. Oja MPP Nankasano. The pan something Asante Mai, baby, Omodie, Omesumwa, Yakudru. They say, I am your very agree. Oko Bia, the beer, who suits them more, Unipioba, Asante Mai teacher. We Asante Mai still reading now. Ye top of base, no, I was reading Bia, dear. Emum Asema, Atu Omotitu ye. Now, so we had to go to their rescue. And there was a significant thing back with people. Or did 300,000 no more or movie no. He said the second time to force to at Renchemi be at home. And he pledged a donation of 500,000 for Cantaman to form. And the guest was not limited anywhere to Asante Mangua. Survey in Kraha, Udinija, a Dumho, the amount for Nima, Dr. Brian, Hotel, Baku, a Oko prison, the Chihono, the friend of Catherine Rest House. That hotel, no, and Nedia, as I say, no, it's in the business, I will do. It's a sent to a Dumfua, he must be there to support. And no man, it's been run. A accumulation of a new baby and a boom, ma and it could be sir, man over. And this is what it is.
Oh, okay. It's not just a what you pay interest now and your business interest.
Of course, apart from business interest, no, there's also political interest. I don't encourage you. Only Nipa be the beer. Among for there, 20 years, and if I know there are some to you must also show some Sudanek. Apart from business interest, you know, he also has that political interest. Then you may be a new mood, you know. Umbekoso, Edino, Yaudi, Bian, and this is the way we see it. It's not only business interest at all.
Okay. It is said that what Canadian just saying comedian Becoso, who will say, Obitimi, a dino, a diama, South one. But I am more sure more money, dear Chile. Such donations, minority caucus, Moko Kobo, a year, the Ashanti caucus belonging to Moabrele, and now Mokoye donation. amanfo agodo anso akọ nti eba ne saa na mode mani di akire say donation na akoso no eye womo ho akire womo no yie na sika ne bekọ ama oma na asempo wombe isu de aye bibi a eye no am eye related to eye bia ye jane hye no
Minia medasi bebre enra it came up said donations yeah 2022 for including your caucus ma epiomfo a mo ho ahyehyɛ. If we don't follow up to the okay, the management of resources kakra philanthropy say mobilize the and here autocrat that may dissipate into thin air. Now fatwa na any against that dividend will not be made. And Tienra, Dr. Brian, in a caucus meeting with the leadership, or can watch them travel more. Sebe enye na travel more the way they have to manage their affairs. Leadership no, a jump for na ne yi omo. And you more reshape omo. He only ordinary to mukeke. So stre, omo shese titu. Omo get no enye kesibia ni ade no. Omo hwe no omo support you. Beyond that, the leadership will be accountable to their membership. But and then you better know how to manage their affairs. In any case, Oma any trouble the victims, they have their names tabulated nicely with the leadership. And to me, while we should say things will go well. But yes, they are not true. Then you will come to me. It's very important. Now, beyond common way, media for no actually my then a bear over and need third eye be show and the almost no move soon ye. And no and no bit accountable by a clear who said the net doctor and casa now on sign pack a crank up 1 or more. Then we may do so.
Okay. After you free quickly on a Chief Justice. Na open to mu pobe wure mu. Na mo interest.
I was only making a preliminary comment.
That's right. Matter
this morning.
You're the biggest your biggest fish on the table and none obey.
It is unfortunate that I coincided with Jumedia and Ra. It could be Kumasi on the fire victims. It's very unfortunate. And this again, Dr. Brian Simia and that Flosua. But unfortunately, that has happened.
Now, a say Chief Justice, Emra Ewohwa, say Yosusu say, one ye bibia, Sabio, Efamra Quine Soa, you bet me dear tuno. O my penny follow sequentially, said the Amrano, SCN Ababedro this level. And I was suspended no, say in Chishumo and Koso. As a minority for a hamo, said the modern character to ja ye judicial coup and the Akikan we had
to begin with, they say mini parliament will be as an MP. And the menu kind it's not the position of the caucus.
Yes, I should address you a former member of parliament. Good.
A former member of parliament.
That's right.
A lawyer, a former minister, deputy minister, etc.
Yeah.
And the party that to do, and I can speak, but let me put on record that my views are not the views of the minority. And Eddie kind, Minia. Somewhere in the Bible, meaning baby a word there, but you say there were no men in our home.
Yeah.
And secondly, we are all building a nation. So, institution back one, a mighty democratic republic is a judicial arm. And you say when people have challenges with the way a normally come, this particular arm, say, or my band CB Passia, you run to them for interpretation the way we run our affairs. And touching the judiciary, no. a very serious matter. Opa executive name getting a president of the reader is through the ballot box. Yebeko na yakoi obia na juma kwanya. Chief Justice Faso Bab is one. Nominations by Judicial Council, no president, no one kasa. That is a process on its own. Just like the court about December 7th, be president. And answer the way in care and diligence. In fact, it is only in the Superior Court. And you pass my nominated Omar Koha. A friend be on high moral ground. High moral ground. It is only one officer when we are looking for somebody for that office, constitutional count. We must do that on high moral ground, moral integrity. So we say a society, Obi Kotra Supreme Court. Now, the person catches the eye of the president. We are nominating to the office of Chief Justice. It is not a small matter. Now, the amount of consent, they say, last year, 2024, 2023, 2022, the annual NDC by me. They kept on every time opportunity on any political platform they are. The bar, Chief Justice, and in fact, I can show you number of videos. Omunko for Gina CPSO. I have that statement. So you come into office, and because you have said that, you definitely look for ways, ways and means to get the Chief Justice out. Meaning, it is pathetic. So far, many will happen. They say the president of the Council of State, they've established prima facie case. Prima facie case, many will we don't know. We don't know. They say, okay, because of that, they are suspended. And see, for me, moving forward, the constitutional review no cry constitution. They should even look at 146 Constitution a cry first one. The Chief Justice here be fata or bonnie no. We should even look at it very well. So some aspects are very subjective. You recall the Chief Justice even have to write to President some petitions now when you're on farm to assist her in her response. When we now lacuna of course, President Mahama said now there you can go through after forth and back. But this is what has happened. Now, a company star, many we are not safe. Now, send your banner apart from Chief Justice, post and for democracy who buy Nara, they are sweeping the leadership away. In some cases, institutional memory, as we speak, some of the public institutions name because Omar Pam, the CEO, Omar Pam directed, and even sometimes regional rep, Natana Ibumai, the Obi Timuna or Enejima, a Bible proba, a Bible point for you. How do we do such institutions? And that is the worry. The GDA, a work, the judicial system, we are conform. And if a new government comes to office, and also, Bedouin said this is the route we have to go. That is the pain.
But what I'm saying, Honorable, why your lawyer establishing a prima facie doesn't mean say Nipano wedi boneno. And now say injujumu kosuna say you suspend the war, and also interest ya pamon. Na mom ni nyina say injujumu no bedwie na se ho son a na eche say wanya otire didi. Se ebubo wonso de a na ne na kwakwa ebibi o petitioning de ne na mabonten a ye huhu bi especially Chief Justice, na no yi a ode may be a better obontere so. Because say when baby wo ha na aye huhu bi kakra ba ni nyina mo no apa abedwako so omunye ntwetwemo. It is why must somebody worry about this? I didn't think I said how will be if yes sense me.
William, the first will be malicious prosecution. We know, question. I gave you backstage scenarios. And yet, and Omuka said, Obey Chief Justice. Omuka, no, 3, 4, 5 years in opposition. Omudi, Asemna and Kwa Mawo, there be an homogeneous service, and Candy Omechia, I don't know, and yet, until they have prepared the stage for this. And matter, let me give you an example of Jesus Christ who was crucified on Friday. What was Jesus' prima facie? Even the judge, who sat in his case, at a point, you know, said no. I said, Papa, but because they had bent on crucifying Jesus Christ, nothing stopped them from. We could determine from the beginning, and he gave himself up. It is not different from what is happening in this case. When people have determined, said that is what we will do. And when there are malicious, so many examples I can give you in law. But Nefa used to give me an example. Yes, not going to be a fan, yes, lying. And so they found things on him eventually, because the end result is that they will crucify him. They went ahead and did that. But me bumpire the political dispensation in democracy, they say no. Trial now, even look at the panel of the trial of trial. And no cry in itself. If you put somebody who has been aggrieved from the system, and somebody heading, now what could you know that such a person should sit on the panel? Meaning, I'm telling you, sir, some of us can foresee the outcome of what this is going to bring. And the Nkasakwa, no more example, very malicious. And you, the Nkasakwa, no more example, very malicious. And you can determine how it's going to be. The politics of it is that Ghana has no worker there or Siva, sebi. And if we give somebody, the person is a CEO, a man the car. The reason why a man car is that, oh, the car no, a human thing is a man car. But somehow, some way, say, oh, what you man, what you think about? Oh, Munko see me marry was school. Oh, these are incidental to office. Because who office, also a family. And so you may decide, oh, why not? Go to the manual school. That car is if I could give out. The car is if I could see. And in the sixth sense, and where you are, if a charge about fire, if you are their ball, said that's it, to car no, echo club, what black name you quite said, can the amount of a quadruma. And you put to Yarifa to Accra Central Ministries now come back. For some reason, when you're prove to Kano Koya, in 6 cents, they can even say you have abused your office. And these are matters that we need to look at. Democracy, and since 92, we've come a bit far. 33 years, and you're practicing democracy. And if we are not growing it, and we are rather, let me use their word, resetting what? Resetting any. Resetting later when the institutions are functioning, you roll it back. And it's when me buy a drink, then vampire butter my minute. Like a vampire said, these things will not go and respect our democracy. Me vampire pan.
Okay. Chishomino Koswe na the ebe from my baby ano. Ye be who baby Eddie Bakakwasi.
Yamin come one of Pena, Ubompire, Mubobima, Dr. Brian.
Yes.
As you say, he needs God's wisdom, he needs God's blessings to be able to do your man or your.
Amen. Yena senano pay honorable Rekubrobe. Yene a former member of parliament, the ma a hemai lower denture constituency. Ye friend honorable Rekubrobe. Odi a Dr. Brian Champochi Equadum. Etieno, and any day home coma. Or sign lawyer ninti. Chief Justice suspension waka honsem. Nambi bisa say Chief Justice the suspension honsem semi. Edian ebema MPP. Another minority caucus or my worried. Na edian so ebema NDC. And woman so wa ben mo NDC for being so beka. Say oh my melody or obeko the ATB obeko. Why? These are the questions ye be signed down up. For audio channel 0201162746 0201162746. Mame akosi etonam. Eni amasacha me kwam na mafo wo mo na bua me a. Enkratan ye mo adwuma ayeri dwumadi ye de ebra kobi ena akos.
Yes sir. How be?
Yeah, I did.
You did. That no na me bisa sentia.
Yeah.
Minority for na year press conference. Na nipa oside Chief Justice asemi call court nso eye MPP ni oka minority for ho. Endra saying so minority eye MPP no akro no anso na wo mo sign eye press conference esra hemfo fra asofo say woman nyina
And no man press conference a statement
ya woman de ma majari adam ma me no MPP ni Chief Justice no MPP ni I say MPP
national issue whereby I didn't so until maybe say two questions one woman wa be mu kasa oh my many there obeko Ashasia na say NDC communicated, that is what they say.
Okay.
Obeko MPP they are worried. Mameno your political witch hunting. So what is there?
And na me bisa say is it or MPP ni ana? Me nanka me expect say civil society organizations be say ekuoku ahodo e wa he. Ghana ba judiciary womu ankase womu kuo numu no ena nka bia omumu bi sori akasa de ekosi but say koye MPP and the Chief Justice or MPP ni ana wa member I say woman ni abria ten bibia say Chief Justice not say the perception out there say mama no or more than politician no is it true?
And then why you just so more than politician?
Because you are MPP niya. Why is it that MPP for no could sustain nipa no asamatu no no?
Ntina me say say wo ka na
say more than they believe no.
Politician and what are this or at the end of why
ya? Dentina one more time na tisa. Dentina one more time na tisa. And so one more farm no say utua na mo fa ha wo mu nie e kwakwa to a wo mu wa nipa wo tutaji lawyer ni a wo tutaji a wonu mu wa why say organization bi na sorry ye and wo ye oh yes say ya na tesa asem no ne ka no wotina se abeka so okay hey civil society organization we TUC for and also organized labor trade union sankofu bi say na Would ye anya crabo so kai ana kantamanto market woman. But would ye said domi market woman po and now sudden woman case okay. Domi market woman no dear. Woman ya politics wo we mun ya politics wo but MPP for one na so the time ami etia tin say as womu bibia wo as womu bibia free mu na asem no ayi womu ya tete womu tiri womu baby ande ani awunya womu anu womu abekire bia na womu nim bibia minim.
Okay. It is suspension of Chief Justice. Meba show Emra Kwanso and a president. Afa. And I say a judicial coup. Said the minority caucus for Aircan. Afa 0201162746. 0201162746. Okay, Kwabra, Mommy, I told you when I hear Kratano.
Yo.
Was on it.
I was here for the background tire friend is send new public anymore. And or de miracle, Dennis Abuaji. Nymphonia bet one me say no say, won't come here will be a sure. She said you more can say, now will be sure could in some, and to Miako Benkumu and Womudi so, Umiako Nympha and Womudi so no, and what I said there be, service won't come here will be our boss. Chief Justice you. And an suspense ni minority force bu eje ye wo afere wagefo no hwani ye onenyanfo Alexander Kwame na afenyo marking ode ne mfoni abeto a o sekulu high kanetete pa wo mu firi halata baaye no sata ma ne ye pam Ghana fo no a ewo Nigeria na eye Ghana must go baaye no Certain one woman ba womoshano. Enubi ena sa fenya marking ya wada hanum say. Latest kura na man tasses achen. Ena wasebidahe. Wase partisan politics yo. Eni kwan say a destroy private businesses ya. Ewo Ghana ha. Ona bo ono dmenyo ya agen. Eni kwan so obi ade ne partisan politics. Egu obi aduma especially private sectors no. Sa asumesi anaso wobenten en wo ye me say private sectors ya wo mu adawuruma enkofu odidie ye nsakwa ya no ye tumi nya bi hwe ye busua no no mo de amonya mo politics ya mo nya mo politics mo mfa mba private sectors no so na mo nya wo mu no wo mu nyi wo maduma ononyafo Alexander Fenyomakin na oka we
na daily gist the obokrata and the crame order Chief Justice Yama me get read toko no fo nyini ababeto a ena wo bo amane se omampanyi John Dramani Mahama wapamo Chief Justice yo na wapamo no wayi yera bafo boni se wonye acting Chief Justice ya daily gist the wokrata so de ho amane bo ede aba na wode kane amampanyi abedi ekire Dr. Mahmoud Bomia fo nyini ababeto a na wo bo amane se wa share thank you to no ase MP amanyoku no fa Ghana babia ombeko no makwada Ghana for Asia daily just the wokrata nso de wa mane bo adiaba no de yewra Brian Champon fo nyini ababeto ha ena wo bo amane se adwadifo a wo niema ahye e wadum ene kantamanto wo de sika 800,000 Ghana cedis ede ama wo mo na adumu de no eye 3,000 ena fe so kantama 300,000 ena fe kantamanto so de ne 500,000 Ghana cedis na galamse kunyi a akwakoye bibia ewo hoyi na eno ena oswafo a wo hwe oboade nepa wode adomye ene ayes sase samso no ena wo chemse waboto kra na anu ada ni video ba abonten a wone sentrofo ekase na papa yi kra sui kra se na wo hye okoye nkwaye pa na yesu mu pa na wo hye kwan a galamse edi ewunu a udu a obesu ene osui pa ya chese daily gist the obokrata nso ebo ho amane ewo ha na daily gist ena obo amane se me no kase wo mu ome ambassador wa mama hodo so wo chem se omo list bia apopi app nti wo de wonya daily gist ya na emu ensem so ewo ho na wo sha ase ya what the most Reverend John Kofi Funyini Ababatwa.
Agos. Where say list ya working. And Rameye enumeration no.
Aye.
Enemy ho. Ambassadorial list.
Aye.
At least almost if Jubilee House no.
Ayi kura wom Sampiali.
Sampiali. That's one another one said. It will come be bana me Sampiali. It will be bodru ne ho ne so no pet na me me to asu bi.
Adene de list.
And number 2. Aya na say ambassadorial na say high commissioners in the list in the bar. Countries no. Baby abekọ sisa no. We baby and the pan abekọ nsha no. And now when I'm saying na omampanye omo trotro na obeko kwa wina nti wentimi amfa hye wo oja paper no tu baby no bi akọ obi akọ tam da babetu da because me dwade ni na me say e we su list be ni enti me kwa na me hwe because me wo me crofo bi a me nim say dia won be okoko baby
onabo ashama
ara wa ashama ya me ono kan pa enti afi bi du Sampiali nam so there bi o Sampiali dey say on the oko
analyst ni di kan buy answer na oko
o share date ni mo ma date ni is 2nd April and the date cry is nra cry you hu na 22nd enti na che say ababe to ho dada
let's see the more
okay
na Daily Jesse the Bokrata and the most Reverend John Kofi Funyini Ababatoa and a walker say Catholic Bishop yi de ato aban nanim se wonhwe na galamsey kono wonhwe edi hu dwumade pa se de galamsey si edi wo man nyai na wo hye ye nkwaye pa oh wotinkran ha dia na okokwa mia bi mu a ho na be hu se galaya e ka ho asem ye tu pa nkwaye no obekono na ejese ya dwiri ne ya dwiri agukra na de ha dwen pa ne se wo metu awie so omo sankata so no mo se dwa na nipa sa tomu awu enti wo chem se aban ne nhwe ne titu mampanyin hwe na galamsey kono wonye bibi emfa mo Daily Gist the Bokrata so ama ne ba wode aba ani
na enkwesita the Bokrata nanim ha ode sikasam so afọ Dr. Kesa to forcing oyemra sebeteni ma dese wo ejuma ko nya ne siam ne mfoni abetoa ana the Bokrata ekire se waya ade pa economy no esi ade nkakra nkunkum abrebre wa ma na ye stable na IMF wo kura target ya wo mu de ma ye no kura mpo no watumi ye biiti enti wata se ato ayade at least wa ma economy na eja kakra dollar no sisi aba no le bafom ena petrol bu anso etia na no so eteba fom ato ayade wampene ne ato kwa me na nso abonsawa abusuafo mom yankwada na ase yedase o ato yedase o ayade this said the economy na eja kakra obeye ai
amna petrol de me fa nka ho
say petrol so ba fom diesel so ba fom
and me say me fa nka because say chance say ekosoro a ye be person
media me kasa dada nyina me kasa abai wo na wo de o tirekire mu say eye hwan me wo kire mu say dian me ntia me de be sa abai
ayo
abai sami men sesa me stand baby am dina na me dina
and am say to aso but na ka be can say ya no we can check world market price and ye sen
me dia me din nyina be sa abai
it's world market price and kura kosoro kura na
petrol abafo mo
aban no contribution wo ma understand
kosoro aban dollar kosoro aban
yo
se dollar abafo mo aban
yo yanko ene mo
no ye stable aban
mate
eya disable aban bibia me de be sa aban enti ataya ada wa me yempene na ma jari pene bia
me mpene no to go ahead me mpene no because me dia me hu no e bia anya no bi na hu enti so what the be ma ato what the petrol no be ma ato a dia o kan nyina me gitum but so what petrol no be ma ato a yonko anyway
ataya Wami ampene atusa bibia ye
okay
na the Bokrata anim ha ana odi abrante asame jamfi ne mfoni abeto gold board kane PMMC ono ne pani pa woda no na majari minimu o gold board no won bie nkura bata wa amantem no ana
no
yes act no mi awani na kwa bie bi wo regency
PMMC no mo nkura bata wa
me said because
minerals commission mom and no
one say majari say wo bie bi wo amantem no anka beti one employment so papa
eno ju obie wo baby omutu fam agudie no because minerals commission there
some fans say wakobie omu office kase ba ko wo western we bie bi wo western north we bie bi wo Ashanti region majari nka imagine ni padodo a ye betumi afa wo mu aduma wow enti same wadawurma munko bie bi wo mantem ni nyina ba bia ye tu fam agudie no na boys ni bi enye aduma anye na same jamfi no wakase watasa tema wuntumi wo bia antano sa wo ta tema wuntumi no wagedien sabio waya na wele ya wonya mfama no na mom ba bia ade ne da no se wa mfa anto wo no mu a efiri to se wo tu fam agudie a ese wo tu no kwanpa so se wo betu no kwan bone so ebe se kwaye ba bia ya nsoma na wo kọ ema wo yusu aduma no ede ma no eden trekese ne fragadam bu nkofo fa so a eno nko ade ne wo boa emra no no beti ne nyonyo sade ese ne fata enti wo pese wo kama amansa ti ase se enya ade a wo bia tata ma wuntumi emra no na wo mudi ya adwuma papa ya frano Dr. Stephen Wopuni first pa no ono no wada na adwuma no po FD wo ai FD
Stephen Wopuni koko bodo
da bi no wada FD ya no Food and Drugs Authority ya
anya and free FD and so koko bodo
no wada FD and so koko bodo ana wo tre se taya no mo tata no na ayo tanhunu no onye hwe wanye obia bibia na nkofo che na bo so na de obokrat enim ha His Excellency the former president na Danko Akufo-Addo ana de obokrat na ese mu ntu asini trase ti se obia ye kase wani ewu ampanso wani wu pe usi utrate say sa pepepe na mampini ayewa ha en wo say MPP amanyoku no yesi yo report wa wo ye de beto dwa ne kire say 2024 defeat ye course yesi ba bia abeko bia ubisa say wan na menkugo ba ya wo mu say mampini nanado ne niema bia na wo ye yesi atemma afia krampa ntumi en defend no enam ne so na party no akobo fe yase esi a ente wo mu be yi flag bearer na flag bearer no mia sisi a Ghana wo majari ye hia wo bia esi enya youth si enya youth pa si enya bebuno ya bebuno mojamono Papa J be president no we decent
no 30s
what is say issue
the 32 as 33
nyasa mabura nka mejina maburo samfie me kwame nkokora brem na jare nso wanyina aburo so
30s the same aburo
ya do ye nyi ma jare woni say me wontama nka mbapeni no
nka mbapeni no me
ai
can say be
ai na yango se menyo asamuntia
Daily despite the Democrats and a crab menom. ɛna wɔboa ama na yɛse ɔmapanyi John Dramani Mahama kopie mu kɔ business forum no ensɛm a ɔde tu dwa no na wɔse ɔmapanyi kasa ɛde fa 24 hours economy no ho ɛkwan a ɛbɛfa so na atimi aso enwumanyuma asene ɛno akyi nso so ɛmabunu ɛbɛnya adwuma ayɛ kwan bɛn so na economy no ebetimi agina ne nan so afei so gidi a investors ɛwɔ man mu nso ɔbɛ restore ndi ɔbɔ sansɛm nyinaa so a Daily Dispatch the Bokrata nso ɛbɔ ho amane na Daily Dispatch anim ha no ɛna wɔde NDC national chairman fonyini ababeto ase yewura asiedu enketia ɛna wɔse yewura asiedu enketia buofu papa lai aden ya wo chem sen NDC mpanyifo no mu bi ahyase ɛpre ɛkontokwa ne nyina ne sɛ di oba bɛyɛ running mate ɛde ama MDC amanyuko no nyame ya aduma 2028
oh running mate
ai sisi a
na aden one eba be flag bearer on can running mate
sisi a flag bearer asem mo no okay na flag bearer mo asem na okay etu obetu frank ade ama amanyuko ni mo
okay
era sisi a no omo ahyase ɛko ɛwɔ ho
na ne de sɛ wo pedi a jo hyase now azo tena wana da be na akwa jaze
hwa mo na ɛko hwa ne ana ɛwɔ fam
MPA ba sɛ wo ma ɛwɔ fam no
ana omo de omo nim sɛ omo wɔ party nim ɛna ɔse saa ko e di omo ahyase ntem enti omo ntwentwen so to ɔse ɛse du nketi abuofu kra sɛ adentina leading members ni bi ahyase ɛko sɛ NDC 2028 slot obi a obetu franka ede ama amanyuko nti wo hwe ha se a wo sere mfonyini we di ankyere se ne buafu kra ya Daily Dispatch nso de ho ama ne bo ede aba na 2024 running mate de ma MPP amanyuko no yewura Dr. Opoku Prempenapo eda ha eno wo se wo de 2028 slot no se wo no pa beka se wo kwa akopre running mate pa de onye interested lalai na ni nyu ho kra ya chese Daily Dispatch the Bokrata nso ede ho amanebo ede aba
ni na enye wana to no montoma na the insight anim hanum sei o nko montoma no ade no kra de no aka no pre montoma no
why napo
flag bearer
there be o se ono onye na agye se okopre
no montoma no
se was run mate kra won run
man ni nya tesa man mo no hu musuo ma o montoma no na the Bokrata ya friend say insight anim ha ana what say minority for and wo mo sere nananom ayemfo ene asofo say wo mo mfa wo ma no ntum bi said e be ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama onyi Chief Justice emfiri wo na Chief Justice bekoso a no atena na konwa so na wakoso e di ni Chief Justice no a kosi se ne time beso Chief Justice de eye adwuma papa ona atemu adwuma ko ni nyina edawa bem enti yese the law lies in the bosom of the judge the obeka no eno na ye mra enti ono ano no wokọ nanim obi ansa kọ wanim na the Bokrata yenim hanum sei odi ono nyamfo Brian na tampon foni abetoa na Brian apagya ne nsa te se Kwame Nkrumah Ghana osajfo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah tamu a wati independence ma ye no a no apagya ne nsa se no a wakase Ghana your beloved country is now free forever savim no a wode ka asem no a na Brian na tampon so aye bia wode da hanum sei ba Kwame Nkrumah no won space Brian na tampon de was space ne space ni ya Papa J space ni bia Papa J space tuntum no a no wode hunahuna ye no saa bi pe ene sebra ne champo ena microphone bebre esinanim na wose wansene ne bi kropusa ne nsem atoyira ntamo esi ye kantamanto adwadefo na ya awre hosam se brank kan ne nsa ase and we yi sika po 500,000 Ghana cedis ya eya kan 35 billion and wode ma wonum so wo monje ofiri wonu mo apɛ and wasan kɔ edum PZ baabi a na edwadifo no edija yɛfrɛ ho edum Blue Light Market ya ewo Kumase wonum so monye eya 300,000 Ghana cedis yo kan 33 billion into kan mi enu nyina bomu a eye 8 billion 800,000 Ghana cedis esa sere kro bia sante kotoko hine so ma na kwanya enka adwa no obesa si ede ama woni a the democrat de ho asem aba Chief Justice Maame Gertrude Darabesa Abatoko no ya pau enipenum na sa enipenum no ena wo mo kwa akotena na asem no so na majani na sami nimsi ya se ya besa ma Julifo abem ana nduru Julifo no so okay eni ebia nduru Julifo no so se we mu kowia ena ebia ebeduru Julifo no so enti eduru Julifo no so a na ne ye toto nsa afra ye se ye betumi afra obia na obia koye bi na womu ekwa akose maami ya asem wakan din no kura me hu ne ye da bi we di amma papa da ebe me se domelevo ka ho domelevo
okay and listen me dia to eni so ana me banto so
na me pese me hwe nso na me
o me dia to so
na me sha de ewo wo ho no
so enra me dia to so
eni you are right na etiefo womu a ebehwe maame na asem wadie yese womu behwem se asem na ayede ebo no no ni nyi ano a ode baaye no eto asum ana na sankofo eye Justice Gabriel Scott Puamai wono de oye judge a penasempa ma jale unta dan na me kana asem no yes Justice of the Supreme Court on waya chairman Justice Puamai. Good morning, sir. Judge from Pumotia say, my lord, good morning. And also can one can ye contempt bet me at you. And Tisha say ye, my lord, good morning. Justice Samuel Kwame Adibu Esiedu, on also your justice our Supreme Court. And Daniel Yao Domelevo, former Auditor General, Major Flora Baswanura Talugo, Ghana Armed Forces. When you so genuine, was I your bar, Flora dear or your bar, and Professor James Sefa Jisa, Associate Professor, University of Ghana, and the Omudu. And to you show pass one TIA take 164/10 Constitution accordance with the advice of Free Council of State and Wayana sa pepe diama would me. I do domelevo, my daddy name now abonwati.
Domelevo no more.
Domelevo, I do domelevo. Say, no, I hate.
Daily Post the Democrat and the Ekrabenom. Na wo share anim hase ya enom na siwo e de Ghana Enterprise Agency e ma me Margaret ye ansie na ansai
mago
okay ansai na wo bo amane se sisi a Ghana pa de se ye pese yesese economy no ana se economy ni timi gina ne nan so a na e wo se abefo kwan so a yedidi dwuma no ye hyemu kena papa se yamfa abefo kwan so ani dwuma na se yede so wadada no a de anim no a emwa mami ekokasa e wo business forum ase ya Daily Post the Obokrata nso de ho amanebo ede aba na wo hwe anim ha se ya na wo bo amade na wo hwe ha se ya wo the chief justice Gertrude Tokononfo nyini ababeto a na acting chief justice yewura abafo boni enso mfo nyini eda ha ena wo se wo mapanyi John Dramani Mahama ena wapamo chief justice you wa suspend no ena wo se wate basunku a wo munya hwehwemu efa ne nsem ne mu se so odi for dia ene ono ara so odi bim so a ene already ne tirunkwa Daily Post the obokrata de ho ama ne body aba na Professor Apiaje nso ena wo se chief justice ye yi ne free ho a judicial system en collapse ya was en collapse said ye Ghana for bi e kase an wanti ase de ntia chief justice mami ye yi na free adanti na oma ye ne sabasa na judicial system no ye say ebegu anase niema nkoye wo so da bi enwu ebekoso agya na so peme said ye tie no a Daily Post the obokrata nso e de ho ama ne bo aba na Daily Post ena wo bo ama de yese me no kase yewra bafo boni ena o mayi no se acting chief justice a wo hwe akire ya to say Daily Post
ne de ne ya bafo boni bafo boni okay ena yeyi no se wo onhwe akire ai mami ya ye ne nse wo hwehwemu no wo hwe akire na one pamu no
wa suspending no
good aya na
but in Katana
ya pam no
say ya pam no anya pam
there be a suspension yeah hwehwe na semu na want to mint na won mo nya referee ya osan match commission enti won tenanten sa na mra no ese enti mra no na odi ya adwuma
mra ne ka say ya suspended
ni ya hwehwe wasemu a wo te so emra na wo so
emra ben suspension na me say emra ben okay
aya article enie
na dey say because article se no be ya adwuma article na dey kwa be go to amami o that's a first that now say article say me go na me go to
na set see am nso me go to
okay
we go to abredu me so
that's right mama go amani so lawyer Kojoga Adawudu member of the NDC legal team yene no wedding come lawyer mo ache
Minia mejo so na mechia etiefo ni minia no ma omo studio no na
etiefo jo so pa na pom ti say
nyame amankwan enti yeti ase
yede nyame ase yeto nka na ache that say ye no kasa no pe
ampa
na mayem bisawo chief justice suspension ye ne esema amanfo bedi afofore no a omanpanyin so for amrakwan so ebedru level say ya suspended no lawyer so we gina cha asa de we ye sign the politicization no ewuewure mu sana wo hu no na sign the tifa
minia say kase politicization ya mene ni amo kasana ni omo nyadwe ni enti ameni omo nyadwe se emra no ye emra pon ye de boy ho ban Supreme Court constitutional kan say opese justice dia honum ana ye judiciary no the High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court. No, oye wejuma, obedient mean she, unless Emrana Kasa she say to her say, unless you say there is a stated misbehavior, and now why BB emphata, BB awaye emphata. Ana wapom din enye untminye duma sebi nyame binti a yare ana binti untminye duma any those are the things emana kasa asise ato hono enti ebasa na maybe obinso ba obi abetimi abase me ho se eduma judge we no ana judge we aye bibi wɔ ne dwuma mu no enti nea wayɛ no meyɛ sure sɛ ɛmfata enti ɛyɛ sɛ yɛyi saa judge no fi hɔ no enti that is the procedure a yɛde ato hɔ sɛ ɛbɛbɔ ɔmo ho ban a ɛnyɛ sɛ obi abɛtumi asɔre anaa sɛ bi opinyi bi anaa parliament anaa president bɛtumi aba na ɔsɛ wo sebi mempɛ w'anim mehwɛ w'anim a w'anim nyɛ fɛ enti meba bɛpam wo daabi na mamema etiefoɔ nti sɛ saa adeɛ 146 no yɛstarte aban let's say Fourth Republic no in 1992 no almost all the chief justice no nkrofo a petition say yin yomo but any judges no na say yes adia na first say ba judges no fee until you can say any judge of the superior court me board say high court of appeal no and no any judge no a chief justice na say tro na ye the command president is be chief justice na this justice na be hwem na aka say ampa ne omo ka no ebiom say bibi anim enti bibi anim a asem no asa esi but say bibi ho a obeyi ano no eno na ye be form a committee no chief justice na kasa bi dey form a committee say bra ne be yi ano enti yera Paul Akwa no Justice Kingsley Akwa ono
yes
yes petition against ono mami Theodora Wood ono so petition by mami Sofia Akufu obi petition yebra ana yepeni eni yeboa ono so obi petition mami Gertrude is about to kono ankasa no. This is the second petition during the term as Chief Justice no. First one ansana His Excellency Akufo-Addo efi honom no obi petition. Ena ansana during President Mahama second term we no yaye petition biom. But what nine mono petition no a president honor president Shemu ana yedi Chief Justice yang committee maybe a because apart from Charlotte Oseni Shraj yeti committee ye omufi no Chief Justice has gone through this to this extent. In Ababe say we are yet to say fufro Council of State ne President Moshe Momoseo enye assembly oho omra na obeyi ano na titi ne ewo mu no maybe a speculation in yama say na emra no say ebasa pempeso a omo wonti no yint be fa bon emma abonti content ewo mu na yint be ho say wenti na ye no ana wenti na ye say brane yenti wasem ne hu say wedi for ana wedi be na system no yentimi hu obi enim apart from president obe hu obe kan maybe ode ebi command say ya no ne obi kan central for ni niema omo kano up to date obi enim ade potia was a petition sana amra no say yenye no it is say politically motivated no. Then in all the excessive regimes by it was all politically motivated. If that is what Omoka, anything I mean Omo in your drink. But near Mecca what was said, constitutional, it is both a political and a legal document. And the and boy who buying will be beer na FBBano politics affects part of our life. So being so shameless, then that is why they may say so. Now, so no, you can use it for good, you can use it for evil. And I meet me, I can this year.
Okay. Say yeah article 14610A. We shall 10 now. So where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may, when you shall say may. A. In the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice. Some may no not as a president debate to me or power best suspended or power unsuspended. Why a lawyer in the bisa factors ben a beer. A bit to me, I'm a president and I take a decision to suspend the Chief Justice.
Sir, Emmanuel yet with the Edumedia president. And near Eduma, the Edubano said, obey me, and now opera, over suspending. Now, to say, okay, you know, as I may be, say, suspending, and you say, a pamo.
Yes.
With you,
yeah.
Baby. And no, just say, a chair, say, Coachina baby, nay, share as them no committee no. Now, committee no so cry, oh, Chief Justice no, obey me, the lawyer. And any aspect, because maybe a bit me about say Sikasem, because in some by Chief Justice is the same as the head of the judiciary, administrative head. And it can be an administrative issue there, sebi, pray, yes, and yes, make us say, may my example say, maybe Obi say, Okoma Chief Justice no bribe. Or Jimmy say, say. For that reason alone, no, you bet me for administrative issue and not say bet me a petition. And I know my home crime, sir. To say, Samia a buyer or justice aqua time, no. Sana Supreme Court no can ye. In say or sim mayor, maybe on per se, or be a ye by baby nasem. Or no, opinion or no, yet person won't know. So that the person may not influence the process. Because so far as you are the head or honor now, did you hear about the judiciary? One of it me a command say, Fawebra, men Fawema. And see in the wisdom of framers no. Now almost say, a bit me I say, with the Kojina baby kaka. And I think it is in line with public administration say fast and be against what yet me say oh tina baby na yent me ho near there. Now constitution the same constitution no and like I say the Chief Justice anywhere the senior most of the judges no onona obey jumano will act. It is all about the constitution emrano, but because it jumano is being given to the politicians or the leadership to do it now. And then as Omoya, who said it is politics. Inside Juma Ayediama president, he may the same constitution also said, say ye to me be amount over by exercises at 2 million. Nyame bi wo honum se utumi ho say nyame no is fair, is just, is candid. Say nyame no touch ma enye say bi malice mean kan wutu obeboa mi kakra.
There are person me more twi
malice to say
malice yeah
be a wo mi mu
no crab yeah but they say well ade na what done the din say subi a wo done the yes bisa
yes those are said to man no with discretion no so to me who say nyame bi wo hono ma menya at the end of the day say I didn't do the right thing. I've exercised my discretion rightly. Now, I just want to let people know, say, Sebi, Emrana Kasa can say, committee here, but say, back Chief Justice, yes, justice mean justice ni no omo ankasa mo nso fi Supreme Court from ono any nkofo miensa omo nye lawyers and omo nye members of parliament of council of state omo wenimdi omo na omo betimi atena ase wokukom omo betri asem no omo bema chief justice no so onyi ano it's a process I follow.
Okay. Na ye ken akwakoba say nipa bi susu say including the minority caucus and statement of the by say a judicial coup.
A judicial
Coup.
The many omonya dream. Sebio. Yeah, politics. But me feel say the minority almost take stance via kwa maybe at the end of the day almost poison the mind of people. Say enyemrano, it is about politics. But when say that is the law. Inti na me bisa say Sebio answer na ye petition first one Professor Azad and President no boy no. And no, there it wasn't any man, and it was politics. I don't think they are helping the situation. Yes, it's democracy. So when we be on say atachma and koya, ubit miaka. But say ye di man so or say baby, my di man so. And man say ye say, also my edubana I man saying Now you are saying that it is the coup. What do I say? Allow the process to go on. Said you, Chief Justice no, also on him here. She and you say, oh sorry, Anna, I didn't call to her. She's gone through the process. And I make me actually say the Chief Justice I've practiced before her. She's one of the finest judges. Onini Tuma, the Bamrana. The judgment in Yamana. Miss Benin started some of High Court no, and then I mean, so started practice. So she's been one of my mentors or Chamisi, Yenisi. It's a bam, dear. To be in India, yes, Omrasisia. It means when Castle away at the sea. And not now, Emrano said, you go with your lawyer, you go with another expert. And I'm sure saying a woman, I think that at the end of the day, no, they are entitled to the procedure, they are entitled to natural justice. And see, for me, it is the processor, President ADHD. I think what people may not be comfortable with say, Emrano say, you may, with me, I can say, Gina baby, with me, I can say, even if the committee is going on, still stay there. And not the Emrano, the AMA president, and the president has exercised that right. It is the same. What I say, it is the same, say. Emrano say, yeah, the assembly back court. Now, court be a obetina sa asem no so no. A chief justice no. And a be nipa. And I be my court say, say. And even if the matter is affecting the chief justice on one kasa, they say, yedi case ako. Na, no na, say, oh yes, I do mana. Emrano say, oh yes, I do mana. And the also beka say, nipa we no. Sebi o, yensa. Nipa o yi almost national. Almost mean you mutuma, almost 5 running juma. Maybe Emanaka. Na who ni free high court sana wabano. You've what you do man for years. Into here. Aha.
Question about Kwana Mibisa ne say. Edie na ebema eye the politicization and American ho asem no. Edie na ebema MPP to the extent one by a press conference. Minority immediately one body statement by Brad Chief Justice. Omampenyin suspending no. Then na ebema oma you too worried. Now, on the other side, then ebema NDC for being so ebe conclude a Chief Justice in the so listening to the likes of Mia Menyonko Power for you, Mustafa Gbandi. Mia na me interview no obeko yeah way. Enra Sami Jemfi, lawyer Sami Jemfi, Sema no kan wo other network so Ediana ebema woman so akanesa. What is really happening? Said ya woka ye. And then ye mamra no enye adwuma na ye ma system so ne nye adwuma. Na NDC MPP aba be wurem. Eba ne sana na ma nipa adwe mu yom kesere ne. Would you agree with me?
Oh, nyawa kano de me ne o ya adwe we kwan bi so say we a leader ana wo shebre abibia wo no wo kasemu no se bi say emote kakra because ne omo ka say oh obeko we say any say no e chese we hu petition no ana petition no we nim bibi fi ho but emrano say petition there dem fanche obia enti so wo bibi na wo ka say oh we there minimum the minimum assembly wo petition no and then I just say maybe we on eto de bia because we a politician nyame bi wo honum na no a obi abetime aye bi o ba wo koye bia na e di asamaba ya na proverb bi wo me kumkasa yes and about na all animals are running ba say cattle and I can also so Adriania you say you are mad. What do you say?
Yeah.
And see you as the position and the leader no. Say be nyame bi a otmika. Me ankasa me nkrofo. E to di bi a otmika kan me a me bisa say maybe in the court of public opinion no. You are condemning me. But court ankasa sa evidence also one there the two courts in any man. And call bibia. And that's normally what would happen. Say, oh, can say. Now you court say evidence no. Yen sheni ye. Na ya boegu. Na I to say in sema o kan ye no. Ana sebi judges say oh no. Omo na omo anyi omujuma. Ana prosecutors no omo na omo anyi juma ni. Enti to de bia because of these things, our more canning yaman. And anything that obins a bit na bibi say, oh, it is all about politics. So yes, yeah. Now, may I just say, some people are trying to judge course based on before election.
Yes.
I won't say before election, no. Now, judiciary, no, so any parliament, omunya. Kasa kakrebi almost omo juma parliament ye ni juma they almost believe say emrano betimi apply judiciary also say emrano so my kwan anya yebeye now the actors were involved with the majority now minority as you see ano omo aba sorry say we want to defend justice no that is where the politics is poisoning the atmosphere. What do I say?
Yes.
That's why it's and all of a sudden, so no, you said it is the actors are within the last from November, December, no, most of them are the same. Say again, Adani, into your change their bano, when so I change their bano. That is when people will see that any politics are now. But politics always mixed with the law.
Okay. Enti betimi abase asem no won be hwehwe mbe wie kura no ma hu se no ma wo petition ni mo no ambo no enti ye be sen reinstate nana.
Why not? So at the end of the day, that is no one omuhwem. Enti omuhwem na mo say oh sebi ni amo kanon enu ni odebi yen gidi say we no ebitimi ama say yen no ono it depends on the committee And I'm sure, say, with those two judges, any Nkrofo if you are mobile no, Sebi, their people are they know their job, they know what they are doing. And to what would an objective, ordinary man do when all cases maybe? I think that is what will be done, and that will be expected from them.
Okay, educate your kakrao. What share again the case of to say, your mamma Charlotte say, DSC. Yana besides, okay, yet I see procurement breaches be no many idea, and I'm so a unifro, and no one no. Yamfana kujina mbrebia no. No asa keke. Chief Justice inti se basa kwa dunubo noa. And I say be in a free ho. Because I am penny ampa said the enra, the yetete, and krata and now Montana so say yampa. Say ye validated petitioner. And now say responser. On also the ma ye na ye bisa so. Na and one say be you know. And now it is so face prosecution.
Meaning I say Bibia Article 146 no. Bibia estopia say the committee ni ye omo hwehwemu wia omo timi ye recommendation omo be ye recommendation e dey akoma president. And this omo ye recommendation no come president na e na president no on also be this to say yes say they be mean you if you now the gray area and that be there a man anye hu eduma aye hu say e koso no also time be na yes say high court judges be niama omoji bribe niama be during the house that in would CJ Wood in the time no
yes
nia e koso after ye dia de no call ye na say o ye yi omo fi honom no say e be omo go back to court. They say, it is a gray area. Say maybe it's me, Basa. You have opportunity to go back to court now, and say they be near yet say evidence I made by any money no committee no and you, and you are entitled to collect the proceedings that no. So, constitutional anchor is that, but I'm sure say. That will be a process in the event say you say and a recommendation say I'm sure she has opportunity to go through the court system because it's an adjudicating body committee no but it's not a court. Maybe they will have to test it through the court system and who say ampa near committee no and our money. So it's a long way to go. Committee no be
okay. Enti se obika se your political witch hunting na you will totally disagree. Per analysis here audio go for me. But the mrakwan so no mampenye no afa.
Yes, another I would disagree with them.
Okay.
But near Emma, people are saying is political activity, no. It is the leadership. Any politicians, no. They are playing, they are acting, no. And then I give a resemblance, so it's all about politics. But I'm sure, say AMRA, and at the end of the day, the law will be tested, and the law will speak.
And I get political utterances and so yeah dear be Medi said to say yeah because said ya na wo kano before elections and to abonumu na political actors main actors say be for instance JD Amekoshia NDC lawyers no amokasa na wo hwe dia oka ye Ayana nipa ni be de toto wan kasa say ne said ya wokan earlier sabre na man be president no na would sue because similar thing AC ye ma me Charlotte say sabre na MPP for one more kan Charlotte say ye buy obekọ Charlotte say wakwakoje bribe. Charlotte say wakoje Land Cruiser. Omo keka ya. Eti ebra womo ba ben mu a ebia na ade na genuine but enam earlier comments made by these political actors inti na many pe bia dwen sa made na mo ye yo sa de net say lo
and there had drink kakra na maybe a politics access no umutimi kan sebi obitimi kana emfata na nkrofo ya na say sebi omi bitimi a story ejina aka say o kasa no mo no enyefe ento asum no omonso no some have been compromised and time I say almost story kasa no na omonye enti wanye ni enra and then I'll be me about say me babe sorry akasa and then amaye politics no to the bia nyama nkoyi sebi o sorry o timi ya penifo and asa uboni nyama yakra mbeme ya che ni nyama no because of politics it make kasa anyhow na instead of them penifo bit me afro I reprimand you no enkosa na need to say oh why you see your boy about to say oh you see it is for us as society na yintimi who say adia ye be ye no yen and I make I say etodi bia whilst you are in opposition and now you are maybe ukasa no oka oba thing oba bembu governance is not easy it is tough into ban now be say oh ampana sana adiete but what can that and you be judged with what you have said and I think that kasa they be against me and she say our children are listening school for also they are learning from us and that should be our guiding principle how can they be say politics and yet to say sorry I'm sorry now you have to be but I always say that principles will remain principles. Honesty will be honesty. And yet, it's my own yenyama and never think the bibia. Our whole principles and good values, no, any beliefs, no, should be what should lead us at the end of the day.
Okay. Lawyer Kojoga Adawuda, member of the NDC legal team. Law. And I don't pay. Yeah, that's it.
I see that in your media. And thank you for the opportunity to.
Thank you also for being part of this program. Yeah, that's it. Yane Aya Lawyer Kojoga Adawudu, member of the NDC legal team, and the end didn't come on. Ghana Montie Esini. Agos. Eti anande I said America said ne article se no be you. Yes.
Amanyofo no o chenchen a na wo ka bibi.
Yeah.
Ba wa wo betina abenya no so a ba hu se entisa.
Yeah.
Na jeze wa no akofa asem age. Yeti Ghana ha na ye ka se ye nkwa IMF aban bi ba ye ka se IMF pa de. Enti asa kobium.
Yeah.
Enti no sometimes na du ba bi a se woni se obeba aban mu a hani e se oka wa
bonto ana
no aka wa no atum
meka wa no ntum ba hwe o kasa ne yie because kasa na be ka de bebo akire dia ma ena ne ye kọ anim no so abato a aya ye kọ me nyina ye de ho hyem no aba ye to no ye enoma esesa ho da bia na meka se 1992 aba ye to ye no enye bi na ye to no 2024 enoma bebre na asesa it is also your politician na ese we are dynamic enough na hu se enkane no se dia na enoma ekono to abono se dia ye no no so also be repeat same dia Ghana for better na within normal show so 2021 when we said about 20 me 2020 na me hu se hey you do curve be so It's yet to be a pen and better radio, so now can say, 2020, Abana Memehu say Ghana for Sebe, you can't take Ghanaians for granted. And the Ghanaians are ordinary Ghanaian. Wouldn't mean taking it for granted. Because 2020, one more to about presidential, almost one more to about, but parliamentary, do you see? So, and 2024, so it tells you, say, wouldn't mean taking Ghanaian. Ordinary Ghanaian, the passport or Kodia Yatromo, ordinary. Wouldn't mean taking, your friend is saying, Ghanaian no for granted. It's a work, sir. Now you're a politician, what your customer year. Doctor Yao are not your friend Pong or your private legal practitioner. You don't know any come on. That's enough. Doc, you want you?
If I tell me to
Now, Pom to say, yeah, then you go pass. Chief Justice suspension here about to Jay and acquire faso and handle no. Doc, what's a lawyer in you beside? It's saying, Edemau.
Oh, you maybe one. And they said, a Buama can be Mammy Cabino. A team, I will on my way say, may not see me now. I said, we said, we are so more or less a very dynamic work. Dear Esther, can you know Nanka? You perceive your permitting justice. President Epamona, when you know in chroma time, on your dear say Akuposa. After the Kulunguku bomb episode. And that the constitution is hard to mean every president, at the Ama constitution, no a president, and can be. Sure, what's so be a queen be so upper say a justice if you are on for petition, comma president. One can a president, no one person ye chief justice who are on for petition, and comma parliament, now say. Council of State or National House of Chiefs. No, or be outside the president. That means to say a ban the dismissal of the Chief Justice or no president at the change, the goodness or young motion. And now, ocean so and that take a 1 forces as they say, Yababe, my class 1 for what kind of at ASEAN meticulously. And a president in the year Ejuma or Yadi in some number 2 the Nimolo or the on only Council of State tonight. Yakasa or Noah, me patronio no as a person. Naturally, it will be his lawyers and the Council of State a Juma. And we say, Minaswa Kakra, until yan set up committee. Before the committee, no, ever settle. Yama make up on the crata, the Quadama, Penisa, Kebeya, Yamania, a copy of the petition. Now, one should maybe Momdium is of a friend, which I say. Committee in Yatanasi, we are. Ombema copy, Niaka respond to it. And so, President, I'm on it in my day or the man, also a rest 7 days or 10 days. And a committee no see committee no care, Nipa may start a wash, a woman, your friend said, Miranda said they shouldn't be members of parliament, and now say members of the Council of State. And you pass away 3 different people. And one and I imagine here, Mr. Ketomole Vonidi. The way I make Kufa don't penance a Supreme Court to grab a Kedima, Papano, and so now yet to the power pension. Let me see, thank Ghana for 33 million people in there. Gamahama said, if I be our pen uncle on any Papano. I'm so no, near here, Panis or Dinam, a doom. It is a Papano Brow. A bro with the Klima, or Becca be the actual who said this is payback time. Nimo and Timo at the too much. I mean, Sanka, who are the new one, Menyano appointee, Unyana appointee, and Kosiba be actually Monam is doom. And to say a Toswa background where they are 1 against 4. On the other hand, he's a matured person and the GBC or the Miranda Juma, and yet vindictiveness and as a vengeance, and no M1 Pebiawo. As I see we say so. As I am judge, one can see me a war. So, Mount for being ever the only balance in the camera. Say, Gabriel Puamai, Mahama, and Ordeno, a sea the first term. And I see a dress to be a seer to know a mere classmate, our law faculty. The patron also, Nana Kufadena, I don't know a sea hall. It is MPP. nipa NDC nipa ne poamaya technical mamenka ne saa and the MPP for so the anyway omo mi no kɔhwɛ na omo de mra edi aye adwuma nti I believe that so far so good na mom omo a ekeka sɛ ne ɔman ne kɔ no yɛ the constitution na to atopre na democracy na no ho kyerɛ no mepacho obi kan sɛ ɛyɛ mistake omo mo nya ka no omo mfa na aseɛ emma nia ekɔ so constitution no aye ɛne sɛ constitution bi aye ya ɛyɛ ketewa bi te sɛ class 1 reading book ɛnyɛ kakraka te sɛ bible na decisions are you been making under various commissions of inquiry any judges any organization be a constitution national that decision no near the ato next time I send me back near so the bua saa asem na near the president into na constitution ni yiri ɛwɔ honhom and so kata ne de ketewa article 146 yeah make and ameka say yam panche constitution and the idea so it is what the assembly there somebody must test it or test the decision about constitution buto ma me so nyanitibu edidiwo next time asem foforo bi eba na ya hwe so edi asem na ka say ye kɔ yenim enti say no Ghana trese kabima min kabino eye adwuma papa ɛwɔ ha dan say obi be misinterpret say constitution democracy enye adwuma ye wo bi a ɛsɛ no wo kasa no mu jai kakra nke bi a nyame anim na no ne MPP minority no ɛne sɛ judiciary no almost near politicians when legislature are politicians because you have to aba na be MP and executive so you politicians because president they to aba you to be over appoint you be as a buano now we need or mine who are accountable to the president who is accountable to those who elected him to most of your politicians the judiciary there young to one so about one more encounter it is assembly aquafari chief justice and I judge not one political party be a press conference in support of the person or homophobic court to say Omo Kwako injunction against presidents are all using the constitutional mandate the year Juma. Hey, let us a president next time you president to be Ghana. That's why you the ministers of the never court to say young fat tabuan to no senator no one bunima because tabuanda also. Me I don't know the Omo party. Now near here me can say Sandy Pami and Sunday dedicates in the court to the show. Godfrey Dammit, our MPP, near one attorney general. MP4, your friend is saying Swami, your friend is saying Daku, our MPP. Your friend, are you so
Vincent Asafua. Yeah.
I didn't tell you a lawyer for Pia or Ghana. And to say, you will be a young MPP near NDC. A lawyer, we are thousands in the country. Not MPP for Castellians, but certain MPs on the ticket of the minority, and that they are all immediate past the kind of attorney general, and the education a court, and a Mr. Say, will be not Yakasa South woman a day democracy to play, and maybe ya politicizing, tell you, local and international sympathy. Na MPP for and this America say omo etia minimum so omo you know no na free na kono ade bia titiru amfa politics wono yantwe ye ho emfiri mu na system no a ye di adwuma entume toa so enye na adwuma medase
okay ye behwe se emra no ebeye adwuma na wei obi beka se eye sabone ana anase eye sapapa ebema oman ne said ya wo kan democracy ne ye adwuma
mpacho eye sapapa se ne bedi kan akire mu ya tro no wo constitution ni mu and article 146 say ekwan ni ensa so obi bia na de ne ne say president chief justice entimi nya na adwuma no otumi de contact president ehu nya sa meka sa bebre amanfo akire wo krataa de ko Ocho kata adekwa the president na ntutu and amount of my member UND. And no the Kabana can be before the case is bubble 1,000. You can mention me against the president. No mom a constitution no actually and a president no afas.
Okay.
And my so onye ni pekuma or memuha. Apart from so a yellow lawyer, you know, where you are judged for what can in a penny. It is a son why you know air fast no. when you see the right word, I stand a final, I didn't have and yet, papa, and by now can a lawyer for the case, you know, the court, a direct president, and the same patch of baby, I would them if I never. I didn't know because time or throw a letter. I think my president to this up a copy of the petition next day, and Sana committee, no, I am no word, and patch of court to Supreme Court cases, court to Mera, pa, nti maame ne nya akwala wote oya akwala bisa nti sɛ nya esta papa nka ba na nka wakasa ebiem ade bi wo ho question na me de pa sesta ehwɛ yi sisia ofiri hɔ the senior most Supreme Court judge no ɛno asisia ya suspend ni ɔno na ɛsɛ wɔyɛ adwuma me pa chonke betimi a enka Ediano, a more mama, no yen, a 2 months on the fine, young country, if you're continuing. Lebas a boot on the soa. President and confirm mono gets the back of body known to us because, yes, sir, obit is about body. I hear Juma was a Supreme Court judge, Bebe 17, 18 years. Now, one year appointee will be there 3-4 years, or by near your Chief Justice to say IGPA will be a penny. Near the business, near the Naba Baby Pacho, and what be the Bassy Gianni Butoma, so your man to us because he's a senior muster. We a senior muster. One man was showing was no instructions. Almost the instruction you and ya to say, well, be appointed near Bambayano. Penny also a hard Jennifer administratively into Yamfa will find yet a Juma. A friend will be made the man suspension. Suspension, no. What does that what constitution when the constitution anymore? And your rule of procedure everywhere in the world is said. Nipa no one about us. No yet packet to a no yet penny ever. To say Chief Justice, yeah, Nenam who are passing. Say, woman no cost to none the partition no. Now you go so she share the Jumemua. When committee no question. What about Sochina? Or your poor man, yes, you one penny into a castle. Pesame Sumao, Sunyani, and now Australia, now quite representing Ghana. I don't see a can say, so that's your penny. Oh, so I yes, I'm so. Once it's all you and 10 or that's your one penny. I dream one common sense dictate to say, so I'm quite a more our committee na yet what one and one. What one and one penny is Robbie a woman. Now, one sister now what's no kawani efwe wachia wouldn't so bad for one in a year the pennies say na my media for the meantime on your penny a bomb young what day at the year with you and fanny I also may sign the same the penny no what that's over who bet to me the cat years who bet to me the before Frabbit or to see as the accountant yeah usually normal not the one now for Tenefia I just obey the figures to his favor or sorry in his favor intimacy and your good is said Mameno Eginanche, with Ginanche and Nuncha say Bosun so I am Chianca, with Ginanche and Nuncha so Chief Justice of Ghana. He or Dasso a Chief Justice of Ghana. Nabi Tino acting Bafu Bonnie a Beshanana. It is so far. The Biakos would be apart from Domeleva, me margin a mistake. Your friend is empty portion before. It is I'm sure honestly before never year to Mantinanka President Mohammed. So the different person, that is my mind. Niaka Pian, I believe, was excellent and everything is working perfectly.
Okay. Dr. Yawanoche Frimpong, private legal practitioner, and none pay your that say, and also in Chilima with your maipa. Yamin Shroud. Yende Dr. Yawanoche Frimpong, private legal practitioner, a lawyer ni on any didn't come on. To also the suspension of the Chief Justice. I didn't try to break 02011 6274 say.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
Nipa enyiro na nani ahode ebafo empo emabunu bi ebre ewonim nanso eni yade biara wo no mekanfo Optovision Eye Clinic ediamao. Optovision Eye Clinic provides diagnosis and world-class affordable treatment for all eye diseases including glaucoma, cataract, any yade ahodo pi. Dear yes, Kura ne say, Optovision Eye Clinic, or quality designer space, a hood webe fatal, send you penny biara. It is a when ya, and answer when you want the other form, and answer who person who are dear year. Unim baby as a over. Optovision Eye Clinic.
Call us on 0553 270806 or WhatsApp on 0558 517556. Optovision Eye Clinic.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And no man better to me baba no one dear no. Come so to me. Hey, I say, hey, now Becca. Ya John to mammy and Sa Duku, Potomanto. This way chocolate drink. Nakan or shit. Amphibian super renew our arena. This way chocolate drink. Nakan, yeah. Oh, I say, we don't come on to more. Maybe one wants to share crowd your home. Who had your weapon home. Okasa Batatia at a form one. This way chocolate drink.
Hey, catch up a pair, Baba Wari.
Aso,
ye fear said this way chocolate drink, ya sorry, no pan on the enum. Ye bishop free genome no snack. Ye nya ho ho anu ye de serve wo mo. Ye did we any a pebibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink in enum. And this one what anu a he se kire wom koko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ni so hye.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so hye.
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
Ghana Montie Senior with needs 100.9. Yego so to for you channel 02011627746 02011627746. Mami akoso etonam e wa ma sacha me kwana ma fonso wa nso no so egugu pa adwene ye na wan wadwe se na nko adwuma because yen ya ba na ne wa wan so ra ma che na wo so nko anago zamwa
say obi wo ho a eyonu akasa na adwuma
there be cry so uko
ena obi wo nso so a ebia na ono aye boss nti obi o adwuma e fo me hwe akire di ama
enti wa na adwen so onko
obeji na ho meka obekọ kakra
biara any excuse we your boss oh your why you don't have that excuse
ena obi wo nso so a oni chinie wo ho ena oni ka
okay oni nika no oni excuse on per roba bi kata ni trezo
oh say inso tobre no sha ase na ye ni ko sa na ye ma no ho ye mpempi ye ntanto sa na ye ma no
raincoat ni chinie no ni ade
ji se bi ensu abo ase na wani aba ho
ese betobi o
sa na ye ma no so ne to ye de pa chidie pa na ukojina ho na ubusa enti igesere mo obi anko
okay
eni wa ho so ka so tobi
wa pe ka bi na je se
na je wa ja chotofo abi na o driving a crank
okay atona me akwa ni
na Daily Post da obokrata na ekura bi na ukodi enkomo ede baaye na sede na ye bo amane se Professor Apiagyei se ye Chief Justice anase suspend no anase ye no to ho se ye nsem hwehwemu a judicial system no enya ade a ebegu ya Daily Post the bokrata nso ede ho amanebo ede aba na wo hwe anim ha se ya na wo bo amane wo ha se ya wo se osisi akra no si fufuro kra o mayi no ede afa GHEL ho wɔbɛhyɛ adwuma ase abɔ adwuma die mu ɔden paa ɛde aboa sɛ de bɛyɛ a ekuo no nso so ebetimi afa ne tuma pɛfra Daily Post de ɔbɔ krata nso ɛde ho ama ne bɔ ɛnso ɛde aba.
Diamede atuasi aye do bakrata ya friend of custodian anim ha no wade signboard wabesia na signboard no wase Akonta Mining Company Limited construction of a mercury free mining plant construction of a mercury free mining plant motto responsibility what the end akweshe sumi huni ye
one de hu
said the motto na kwashe kona pan one said amaye
okay
Akonta Mining and this messie say netuma awoye no eye genuine
okay para me akwa amane so na minority for statement almost when the babontin ene emu bi mpo a womo kire o madwe including honorable jointim fojo. Now say your excellency Mr. President, under your watch as part of your reset agenda, politically motivated witch hunting and seeing the mass termination of thousands of jobs in the public sector, as if that was not enough. Your brazen determination to remove the Chief Justice reveals volumes about the real intent behind your reset agenda. Yes, you may not be the first president to go down in history as the president who removed his Chief Justice on grounds of personal dislike, but that is certainly not a noble and enviable precedent to follow either. All the reasons cited as basis for prima facie for the suspension of a leadership Justice Gertrude Saba Tokunu are far-fetched. The independence of the judiciary is paramount to the integrity of our democratic pursuit. Your palpable pursuit of removing the Chief Justice and to replace her with a politically complaint one clearly affronts key principles of good governance and dangerous for the future Ghana's democracy. CSO's faith-based organization, the diplomatic community and well-meaning Ghanaians are entreated to rise up in fierce resistance to this vindictive and destructive cause being championed by our president. Let's not watch what on for this to be added to the plethora of infamous achievements of the president in his 120 days in office. That is unfair mass terminations of jobs, storming of innocent political opponent homes with arms acts, doomsday cocaine trafficking, and money laundering. Let's save our democracy. Honorable John Etim Fojo and Archero Adiwe Ede Atoho. Honorable Mache.
Yeah, me opening McGarry.
Now, Pomo to say,
Namiada Roma, you know your finance want to say.
Nyanko Pardon Boko.
Michel Peniko Brama for Nimiaba.
Yo, Kabrama for the Tonamwa Papa, Omojoso. Good. Na aden na wode so bo man panyin bebrebe fa Chief Justice ne sense ma bay.
Opening we dey mitia me dey ntia so ko de matiefo nia. Na Majeri se o man panyin bi aba na so se Chief Justice a obeto no. O pam no afa the Chief Justice a. But the democracy no yesai no. Judiciary now I will say independent no. And the aba beto to the jam because the framers of the Constitution, they were very clear. Said, "Yem pese o mampeni bi beba. No no abeka say yem na me fa o mempe wasep. O kra o judgment bi apase e mani anye ho. Enti me ba be pamo na executive a control judiciary. Ama emra said the better no afa. Esini transinti. And no more separate the arms of government. Separate the executive every judiciary home. Separate non so free the legislature. And one more they say constitution say Chief Justice be yini biaro. So to me
seven the term quite we yet no call the pension answer. Yeah, you know this for about the twa the human so. It is all your president to crown as a woba. Now buy you know ni baba no. So you crown after you have to wait until say or back on the pension answer nipa hofra wo akumam say won so be bolidin no bolidin ye nyina ya to aso. Now President Mahama will not be the first president waba or be the chief justice on grounds of personal dislike NSC be incompetence be and answer sabi wakwa kode nneoma bi a obi aka ye kra wasili chance ana incompetence bi aba wakwa kode to adwuma wa jeje mu but just on the grounds that no SME this will not be the first, this will be the second 1963 maybe they involve me but obi a waka in history be what happened to the chief justice at the time say akukosa omampenia notice was ambreno and no I doing a decision I could take here. And on just that basis of the flag, he was sacked. And upon President Kwame Nkrumah achievement in many people disagree with him on that termination. And not yet. So you kind of negative one. A man for boy who come. So the son or they can't say Akukos and the one ye. But other ones were you're fun. You see, this is a President Mahama person the second president in the history of Ghana. Although on grounds of personal dislike, the Chief Justice and yet noble achievement.
Okay.
And yet
now,
achievement
Honorable, repeatedly, like I say, Omanpenye, you're on the grounds of the personal dislike. And you know, Chief Justice said it. But it's a shame on us, Omanpenye, to me be also be Chief Justice here. Petitions now called the were referred to the Council of State based upon consultations. And now, Emre Article 146NA, which is so, or they are suspended on Pamono, or say, Wapa Bejoku, so be in Samano. Personal dislike in a way.
Petitions are a buying Sabia. I will even go into the merit of the petitions. But processes are almost starting. There are constitutional lawyers almost say they disagree with the processes are almost efforts to remove justice. And that there is no following due process. Emma and some Echo Court at the Supreme Court, I mean, praying. And it's a power committee be two justices from the Supreme Court at the Cajon, at the Domlevo, and the Binimu, I'll be a little more for the Cajon. Now, one more the Assemona. Identity and a woman Supreme Court neckline. No more we assembly we. The Supreme Court to be assembled. Every moment the two say, oh, assemble ne council on Mampeni Mahama Afa. The law will take its course. Due process will take its course. The opposite of the Mamino. And Randeba come at the iron. So Supreme Court to be assembled. That's almost the Debbie. We know Yama pass no more and the more abandoned process and the Supreme Court would have spoken. Now we won't claim a Supreme Court and determine as any pray because when the Kanko comes 2023, Ewakusumu, a video no that one to be a what the other president Chief Justice will be removed at all costs. Dear Yapuma Guyakumem, Payabum Asayakumem, and a dead way announced, and a dead deviation consistent with that pledge and promise, or personal pledge, or deliver. Is it within 100 days or 120 days in office? Ubeka say early this yet. But there are some key promises to be an anchor man for her. No, the president should have engaged all his attention to fulfilling those promises. But the promise I will make you 2023 wakoso most on your bar obey you Chief Justice and no paper no pursue. Why do I say so? The second ground the man in our small candidate. Petition now say Abba, Warri Farmer Council of State. Ama Council of State determines a prima facie woman. Where is the prima facie? One, what's the Nipano? Wakakofa wakwa terminating Kofubi appointment wrongful. Now engage wrongful termination. And according to the petitioners, our petition is the job be our king name. Also, the people didn't go to work. Oman Kwejuma for some time. And Oman Kwejuma and Mraso. Chief Justice no through administrative processes. No, are terminating one. So the Omodo is saying. So Omodo also 10, 20 mpa. So any papa crampu and they yet wrongfully terminated. And my for their reinstatement. There are rules and laws set out to compensate them. It doesn't call for the removal of the Chief Justice. So no now say about a handful of people were wrongfully terminated under the leadership of the Chief Justice. It will Pamanoa. Won't be a president now, won't create a but what terminated about 20,000 public sector workers. And also then should we also initiate impeachment processes against you? No. And you know, the head can say, okay, say, why a wrongful termination? And it's neither here nor there. Number two, who buy a teacher for a nurse for NPRA, DVLA, NERP, and you are who call a company, Ghana Maritime Company. They have terminated and no crime will be head of department, right? The green letter, president, office, Nakasa, and only terminated. And no, Sabi, Nipa Juma 5 years, 6 years, 8 years. And you say, Bia, one Juma in the case of the petitioners, Nankasa, your more can. Now I quite Juma from Zubian and Eho. Nama Babi, we have thousands of them. Why not any city impeachment process against you as a president? Yet they are not doing another point I'm more reason on petition and want to say. Oh, my men, echo panel, a panel of about 5 or so. Now, the opinion or no, the reason on a matter that came before the Supreme Court. No, money no yarn on opinion. That same panel on and penny for an immediate one, Mapa from Supreme Court judges, yeah, many be for the greatest of respect. But Mapa woman said, one met Nana some Pamuni. They were also part, some of them were part of that panel. No, woman's opinion, woman profile. They were not too different from the Chief Justice and opinion or profile on the same matter. I didn't know we were quite the essence. Nidia no one in Yabintino. Oh, have a pamon. Sabi. Chief Justice are one Casacran, what the ones that I sell letters are pointing the crampono. And then the opinion, Yina. And another had Chief Justice are President Kufuor Bepawom. Chief Justice are President Rollins Bepawom. Chief Justice are President Atamos and now President Kufuor Bepawom. And Womunina, and at all times, one opinion on certain matters that came before them. And the President Nidia, Eko Benkru. At Rebecca said, "Don't you remember Pamoana?" There be, and the second point, the President, if President Mahama even in any case succeeds in unfairly dismissing and terminating Chief Justice her leadership, get to a Sabato appointment. For now, by appointed, no. He cannot be guaranteed at all times and some Ebekon anymore. Obama opinion and new Omampeni, and no Pepe at all times. There be that. So what I say, because judiciary, they are independent. Third point, we will raise in say, almost a mameno, and two coin, no coin or two. On any Kunun and a bar, Emma, Woma Boca 260,000. Yeah, it's Yamra, it's Yam Pamono. Hey, Marjorie, at the head of an institution, an arm of government, judiciary, or two coiners was Nikunu, and then a bar, a two coiner. It's Yamra, as a MPTino, as a Terminatino.
Sir, or your man sika, or the mine,
you, maybe, or your man sika, in the conditions of service of the judicial service. And him found a woman said, Chief Justice, aim to me, and then Nikunu, and then a bar, aim to crime. Two, as the head of an arm of government, judiciary, was say it's Yamra, so then Nikunu, and then a bar to crime. But the head of the executive, and Yamra said, oh no, on the ban in the year, every two crime. The president, two crime, whether on the private jet, whether on the presidential jet, Nasa or the Neba, Minia Saraf. It didn't she said they be a Muchadi Bay or didn't and then two crime Kobe. Nasa and Hoka first lady Eka home. No mutu kwa whether private or official. So the bonne ben so ben wom. The Speaker of Parliament, to kwa. Na so be ordinary ho kafo. And then the baby because of the nature of the travel. And to the sebusiani bi baako ana mmienu bi ana mmiɛnsa bi ka ne ho. And to that's one ka ho ekwa. Sebi, what is wrong with that? As the 260,000 on one occasion, omoko yintino. Is that ground said, yeah, but be chief justice said. Now, sebi, private jet, presidential jet, when you car yebo, the nipa baako for a floor, when you car yebo ne ho. And the bra o man penny ne ba no call no. Sebi, em mrano. Sebi, why and a bit ya kwako cancer, o man penny ne betu kwan empino. Sebi, ya can be tiano. So we should be very fair, circumspect, and objective in this country. Say we are talking about the head of an arm of government. Fourth point of one reason is that also or you're politically exposed. Then it's just where you're politically exposed. Marjorie, judge Pia or Ghana from the magistrate or district court, one year circuit court, one more high court, any appeals court, any chief justice, any Supreme Court judges in Minano. And your man Penibi. And they say, "Bo Budia, or then it's a I'm one more appointment, a demo." And judges I will crew Henya. Then here President Rollins, and then it's Sasha Simi, and here President Kufo, and here President Kufua, and here President Atamos, and here President Atamosa, and here President Kufado, and here President Kufado, and here President Mahama. And are we saying, say, by virtue of the fact that Obia or and yeah, president and our party, does that make her politically exposed? In any case, who permanent and free one. Nipa from our Babe Fanon. So, Name, I don't know 4 years if we now president for now or Beban. On also, Emeka said, won't have fun into why politically exposed. Simply because Obe take a decision be a new president, and then again, which happens all the time. Even including the one Kasawa fan on the ground. So, or not be taking decision be now the president of the day, how does that make that Chief Justice or President Mahama over the family make him or her politically exposed? And all the grounds are a what petition in the morning. And you are so being sabe, wait to be him as an Ukrainian capa, else so entertaining every federal court council of state. Now, Council of State, it determines the prima facie. Where is the prima facie? In these instances, I have mentioned 260,000. Do you know how much people spend in this country? CEOs and ministers. Do you know how much they spend on their travels? Chief Justice of the whole Republic of Ghana. And to find that's the nature of appointment you know on. As a Bushia for kind of one to know, and Nicola in the back of one. Was it a formula? And the young Pamono. Now, wait. Sabi faith-based organizations are a woman who you deem. CSOs a woman who I deem.
But honorable, me pacho.
I deem.
Mami bisa we you. I don't remember say President Mahama during the campaign okay say obey Chief Justice by all means. No mum. You can say NDC lawyer say mom homre so no mo ba ben mu a wo mo so etimako bench ne so. Na one can say or say that is the only way Nanado said ya wa parke your courts no. That is the only way on betim they correct such anomaly. One can say obey Chief Justice at all.
And you know what you know what you say or Babe Parke bench with NDC lawyers. Is that the input of what he said? Say or Babe Parke the judge, the judiciary system, or NDC lawyers, and you're ready. One form of CVs, and then you can see any bar. He's coming to pack them into the judiciary. He's coming to pack them into the bench. Politically compliant judges. Is that what the president said? Hey, so I don't know kind of it's even more dangerous than what I have just said. It is even more dangerous than the removal of the Chief Justice. Because judiciary is supposed to be independent. And when we say Mampeni Biaba is at liberty to make appointments reasonably to the various levels of our judiciary. Now, so the political promise, extra cases to say they were na saa no mampani Mahama Kano 2023 said, NDC lawyer for Amo Ghana, be ye known to you, be put on notice, prepare, put your house in order, meba be park judiciary. It is dangerous for our democracy. It is dangerous for the independence of the judiciary. Because ye kebi mami kebi ye kaya kono, ama mama who do nyina esua nyina. Ne fapem and the judiciary are independent. Ewo mu se judge bia ewo ni kokrumuti. Ewo baby o to number fa. But ukotira kunwa ni nso odi asem a we shine say oye professional no. Na dwuma oye ni se no kredi ne pepere ye betu dwenti no. Odantemu a oye impartial. Emfa ho nipa wa begina nani complainant awaba, defendant awaba, ene asem no se de tie political party awujon asori awoko suma osom ekura free so emfa ho or done things will be impartial. We don't have to introduce these new elements. Now, every man credence to politically motivated manifesto platform promises and dangerous, my Jerry. And to the air can say, saying in our soa, constitution, no, aesthetic clear is a timidity so the chief justice. A big and it's a Arabia Bonwa, own to me, sorry, and a humantino. By reason of incapacitation, as a or Ottoman China and the robber, and that's a gross incompetence, and now gross misconduct, and now such other acts. No, the woman church or woman petition in Bako Kraniwa.
Na petition is saying your man penny natural you. Ghana for man or more presented the man, and no man penny sujina mraba time so, and or refer ye to the Council of State. And then I'm so, and the Wejinam Rabat time so, Article 146 Clause 10A, and also Odia Ye Juma. Iti na on Pamono. Iti na Comampany, the par on per se, I don't hear my committee no any in the Jumanwi.
Minia, committee, and you are Ben over basis. Petition hereby, and the Abubumutu. In Asobianiho, there's no prima facie in the petition on the about. And this president no and no among major issues like doomsday in this country, among major issues and urgent issues like Galamsey taking very dangerous dimensions within a short time. Major issues as unemployment and mass termination. Major issues of the misconduct of Taglia, security services, and political opponents. I see two as no, any the but the Hiano parents or best ferry such frivolous petitions at the Council of State and Shim. But see, my dear, we are president. In the idea of the Council of State, or more Sabia, or any of Pediama. President be any of the Council of State for. Woman na pedia man. Even women ministers know this is a crown. Obe power woman, one bay or pedia diamond. President to be anyone, obe power this year and a minister, obe man assignment to be over African the Jacassa Devi, with them no yagre, and you know, me yet, you are kind of me yet, and farmer plans to me yet. David, Obia fa your bull in here, no your patcher. Obia a Council of State, President to be a Council of State. Ubeji obia sabe kamaya se don't pay se no mu obetumi yi and this wow Council of State na we yi na se nsemu na ba ye no eni nyina so na akokot se prima facie kura ni ho na sabe ya processes ne kura and follow due process na so that be on try ma court no nka what the ma o Council of State because Supreme Court no enye wona afa do de kogu mu. But Council of State today, one have found women and the Unkubu, and one bay or pedia amount. That's all fast up on this one. Naturally, we'll find the fact committee said, or Muslim Wedgie, my minister in China. Is it not clear what the outcome should be? Until I can say, that's so far, sorry, waka. Not the legal fraternity, and sorry, waka. Not faith based organizations, demand for any diplomatic community, CSOs, our woman. And she should move and the advocacy is a bit mask, governance, academy. I'm sorry, I'm from 112. Neko yet justice her leadership justice get to Tokonu Assembly to say MPP NDC as usual. Near Cassie Jama minority for the MPP for one may defend no minority for the any one wasem. Chief Justice on the Yanasem to one America. Nothing many many for what or memu answer a waka. Here view such action in the nationalistic lens. Near ma Sabia Casa Anko na voices, credible voices, and found to get many demonstration and make all it be far from that. But credible voices, yes, they are no man penny empty and supreme said there be echo be answered. We try to touch them now we are only them there.
Okay.
The why you, the only you, there be a echo, M1, the cabinet, M1 judiciary, and you know.
But why are they too worried? Chief Justice Nemono say no follow suit to Nimra. I don't say more too worried and money.
We are worried, and Ghanaians must be worried. Journalists must be worried. The fourth estate must be worried. All our institutions in this country must be worried because we are dealing with institutional matters. Dear Kosono, it is not just a token. As a person when you're not some and MPP, and it has nothing to do with her or MPP. It is a national institution, state institutions, and the to set a dangerous precedent at all. And it's all Mampeni Mahama Pamono, no succeed, Nasu Bianca, not the next president is sober, not also the president Mahama, you know, also say, also by Sabia. Me who head of institution be on ne Busia phone to find that in the whole first Ghana, Bay Ghana, judiciary, legislature, executive, head the be anywhere on the Busia phone to find that, and you know, also one of the Busia phone to find to make come on, Chief Justice be anywhere on taking decision and survey, any president of the day, ne survey on also legitimacy, you know, a web brand, you know. When any such instances happen, also aka the Council of State, you know, President Biaba also about the sanitary justice on grounds that when the Bush afford to find Wako can send me a menene and our Wako prophet opinion be a menene and I never you know, and you know, and your constitution, you know, subject. Definitely gem. Constitution in a enemy. Constitution is in its So yes, sir. For the fact that the president has every prerogative, the Obenfifa crime so dear you know, does not mean say now no or fact so you know. Okoka man for you na mini aba Charlotte say also when you know and you know Sabia see Charlotte say does it mean say Chief Justice so you know. But these two cases are two clear, distinct and different matters. Many about a lot of Sabia. One cassa, and was it the deputies are Omunu or Motion Aseno. On to Mini because why am from Subi and we taking from so. And the deputies no so sorry, account counter accusation said. Only the money from Subia, but the reason why my men of Ekas won't really Omunya said. My men also I in the Yabia. Tiamra, a whoopa, and Omakoka, and Unti Mameno, and the Omofas outliners, and also making public counter accusations. There were accusations and counter accusations. And I Rishimu Code is okay. The more so, not the more come on. Now we are away. But then Tim Prince just the catcher, I didn't every just the catcher said, then Chemoha, who needed him, Sandia Rishimu Cos. And now the established body, no. And then showing another two Ghana phone who declared, hey, say the course. It wasn't because I was say and mini crew and then the baby to climb electoral commission the TIO. It wasn't because Charlotte say Koka Sembia, President Kufuor and no Anya. It wasn't because Charlotte say was appointed by President Mahama. It wasn't because of these grounds. One more petition in the respect of Justice Tokuno. One more SAP. They were far different. They were institutional, issues, misappropriations, blunders, and things that clearly a bit told you we end this in cramp and Asha and with trust. It is totally different from this one. And to move beyond equity, Nan can say, oh, we are you wait, and ways to me wait, ways about me wait, now ways to me wait. And it's not a good precedent for our country.
Okay. Now, when you say, Oman Dada Kufado, so there were instances of suspended some judges, high court judges. It is also a year 2 million another year, Juma, honorable.
On which grounds?
Yeah, also some because there were certain allegations against them.
But
certain allegations also suspend one say one more and yen chuchemo and fan found. Ujina article 146 Kruya 4 of the Constitution and now or the year, Juma.
Allegations, no, not a business Obia Medjuma and one Medjuma for a certain number of days. It's judiciary friends and condition of code of service, no. Omorigina so you won't. Anything or cancer, they should be suspended and investigated. And answer or cancer, they should be investigated because any back to crime. And answer or cancer, they should be investigated because they were appointed by the previous government. No, these grounds are totally frivolous. And you know, if you bring the sheet of grounds, action to take here, there were prima facie. But when Ningran Yabos we, so my girl, and you know, one day establish a prima facie. Say before probably be a minty, a menkaya, mon tremit.
But that petition, it shouldn't be known to the public. Only sent to home and information be a leaking a year, bro. But it shouldn't be known to the public.
And they make kind of say, and you know, say, before Froby woman. These are the matters that they themselves, and this is where some phenomenon and radio, student TV, so can they justify why the Chief Justice must be removed? That is what they are saying.
Okay.
And you know, say, when they are, how can you compare this to High Court form how can you compare this to even anything that has ever happened in the past? Even the High Court judge the Kurampono, with the greatest of respect, won't me in fact some frivolous charges and monos and you're investigating. Not here, can't see justice. I'll say, on any to find. Wabra, head of executive, and then the Honkafon and Matukwaya, and Yahoo, head of legislature, and then the Honkafon and the Manebuchan for Bitukwaya, and Tiamra, the head of judiciary, and then the Honkafon and the Betukwaya at Tiamra. What kind of selective judgment is that?
Okay. And I know pay that say Moka say on sign every state so be any day 2 million president.
Oh yeah. In fact, a Bema respect on the 7th of December, on the 9th of December, on the 7th of January 2025, Ghana for 6.3 million. And what the Mampeni and now many presidents from Africa and across the world. And need any goodwill when you the better now. Sorry, in the city born in Chidom. You know, man, congratulations, you know. A Bema assisting, say, Oman why a listening president? A brass asking we pick who trigger the processes. Now you whom be echo. Now, in fact, you kept Mam Kebi Enko ye. Now, Pinfu be 1 2 now 3 now we train break. Now, so we bet was why you do. Now, we also tower, Chinta, Waban, Chinta, Ganachi. Now, Monia Juma. Now, occupation where you from at the action and 9. Now, you yes, disrespect no to Aswama. When that was all not the said of Okana Koso Mono, San or Babe, no Chief Justice, yes, free or on grounds of personal dislike. Now, our packet Supreme Court with politically compliant judges. Yours, Minoka say. All the judges we have in this country, there is not a single one of them or yet politically compliant. They are all professionals, they are all neutral, they are all impartial, and found the President Mahama and found the President Kufad and found and now MPP and found they are all not politically compliant too.
Okay.
And this when no Pamon, that's what new judges they will remove no the political compliant judicial system no. So good will no. any die no odo adodo de man Ghana ha ne wi asafa nan esu be shine say ho
Okay.
the goodwill no esu be shine further
All right.
already no nyoma bi a waye ama esu shine ba na oma we save the goodwill no nti no mama me no and twice on na adwuma
All right.
Not never call for any demonstration but telephone for one to now president mama any mami and twice on adwuma.
Honorable John Team for Joe, Rashebedwani Ascent South. Say anopeso on yedin komo.
Yedas, Michelle.
Na Michelle won some. Abusia yani Honorable John Team for Joe, Rashebedwani Ascent South. One na yene no ekasa ye. Minority caucus for statement on the bar ni nyina the suspension of the Chief Justice. Enumunsem eniati. Meno kasa idea Emmanuel Alote, member of the NDC Communication Bureau, Watsana say. Ena Kamal Dean. Akama anani din ba ko kan ho. Kamal D Abdullahi oye member of the MPP National Communication Team. Kama mache?
Mejo so.
Let's say there am say nsuo ne to echire nyina nyame adomti. O nyam bomba say pano member say mo fa nkoche nsuo mo bra. All right, Adote.
Mageri.
Enya so to him to say.
Na me ado me bia eboko.
Bia koso.
Bia eboko.
That's right.
No pe na nsu ne area.
Yeah. Nsu ne dey say ja.
Me dem penisa.
Okay.
Me penisa.
Yeah.
Me pe dust ni.
Dust ni ehuru. Anti nsu to na edwue mu na edwunyu no kama.
All right. Just that young crow for motive bia. Nsu to na home say Santa Maria honi.
Yeah.
Discourse no muna. They say me so more.
And yes. So heavily affected.
Yeah, by this time, probably brief is flooded.
Yeah.
I feel no more human mattress, all those things.
Yeah, some more.
I say, drainage beer. Every tantra hills.
And a farm.
And then I come Malam Junction. And Sebanisa, not pressure. All those on the either side of the furnace, drainage, and I say lake no. That's the only challenger. And then paying for some multi agape so another challenging area. Otherwise it's so far maybe I no and the issue.
Yeah, some more. Come out. Mama just FM through so suspension of Chief Justice. The Obi Messi the biggest fish on the table this morning.
Magari Midase.
Yeah, the mining suspension of a revocation of a contaminated name the fight against Galamsey.
You Jeremy Dase. Introduction no remains Kamal Dean Abdullahi.
Yeah.
Still I'm a deputy communication director.
Deputy communication director. Exactly so.
My main chair ETF4. Na main chair menu so imam. Say yetima fan zoom and a pay. Onyankopon adom ya my bedru. The studios of NIT 100.9 FM. Na Ghana fo nyina etiemi a was saying nyina ka hu say ye were only mother Ghana as a country. Na mesrem. Menua ima eye NDC ni ameso me MPP ni wo so tie mi se wo ye MPP ni wo ye NDC ni wo ye CPP se PS amanyu ko bia wo fi se wo de wo ho akogi mu no kan hu se ye wo Ghana ba ko pe na Ghana na ye wo no nso no e wo abakosem na abakosem bia kire ekwan a ya fa so da ene se ye pese efa ekwan bia na ya kwa kwaku he abise ye hu se bebia na ye fa so enura na bia eto akima no ana anko yie no yen san franko ho ana. Those are the questions we ask ourselves. Every reasonable person does that. Na asama ababeda apono so a anapai ye beka ho asemi efa yanka sankasa ye judiciary ana judges ho ana nipa ya yi omosi ho se ye mra na yi omosi ho se oho ye ho asem bi ba na se ye wo se yenya obi a obetina se abu sa semna maya na judges are issue na maya na nipa no would have to tilt towards the law and not tilt towards Mr. A and Mr. B. Now, you see, my fire history kakra. In the 60s, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na president. Oko kulungubu ewo efense boku side ho. Ena bomb bi ekoso. Saa bomb no koso no. Ye ko che ewura bi say saa papa no ana saa young man no had a hand in that particular bombing process. 1AJ, something like that. You did it by court. Now you see the way a man is here, Jumano. So what Allah is so be a bi. And now what Allah is so be a dibonibi. I was say where they prove it beyond reasonable doubt because a man say it is better to free 100 criminals than to incarcerate or imprison one innocent person. Because one here, and them radius in some echo for Ruby, and just also ewo and all this. Ekoya Kwame Nkrumah president intino officer and the chief justice Kosa at that time no was not doing a proper work for him in his thinking. And Okosake Justice Kosa, that was the first one under the first Republican Constitution. The chief justice was removed from office by the president then. Now after Kwame Nkrumah, what happened? By 70s, 79, another constitution is by one Justice Apalu was the then head of the judiciary. Justice Apalu, head of judiciary, no. New elections, sir. Dr. Hilary Ma as president, and or nominating as chief justice. And then they see parliament. I was saying no court through vetting. Or call vetting no, and a parliament can say or more approving the vetting no. Yeah, papa, we're going to baby call. Dr. Makuto for. And the assembly call court. Say revolution cry revolutioner. A judge for the young form and come. Most revolutions they leave justices even on the judiciary untouched. Because the last resort akoko jino monim omudi emrana be juma a interpreter memrana maye I have seen nipa wodi for and nipa wodi bem na nyina atmanya a very harmonious society and move on. Your argument say the fact that you are nominated no now sign already an existing judge no parliament decision not to uphold him no was wrong under Tufuo versus Attorney General. In fact, the court reasoned with Dr. Tufuo and said that Justice Apalu enkoso enye nijuma. That tells you how the justices or the judiciary has traveled to where we are. Now, some I rahu papa and the prayer was a Mr. Kai. Mempesa Makai obi yaw. Yen Kai, what happened in 1982? And now, Supreme Court of Ghana, where Emphonia or my year and status be on my year, ewe matters of the day. Is it justices? I actually honum. I judge for your kumomuya ya in 1982 under Jerry Rawlings. Mukai. It tells you that we need a history that will tell us, say, Sir judiciary, no, I'm not saying say they're above the law. There be. I'm not saying say Omon Konko di Boni there be. That is why I started by saying that you were one Ghana, which all of us belong to and we are proud of. But Sir Ghana no so no the sound were ya kasa miamia yejina. But bia ojina no should not go contrary to what Ghana wants. And then if justices were killed, Chief Justice had been sacked before. Based on the fact say me feel say onya me case no nyema me. And as somebody feel say, oh, there be me approve no because of your justice. I'm in penal. It is not about what you want. It's not about what Kamal wants. It's not about what Ima wants. It's about what Ghana actually, what kind of Ghana we want to build. And I think where we are today, fast forward to where we are. Say no crepa. What contains and what petition more, then I think it's unfortunate for us to have gotten to this morning where we are. Say no crepa say in sama yatete. Any subwa yedi abo the Chief Justice Ayafo. If that is the only reason, then I think it is really, really unfortunate. You may have your opinion. I have my opinion. Obia one opinion. But what actually will the reasonable man say? In the AMA, say where we have gotten to, Majeri, it's a dangerous trend we are going to, precedent we are trying to set. Article 146 of the Constitution, clause 4 and 6. The Constitution is over 30 years today. Has never been touched by anybody. Unfortunately, today for me, it's been revoked. It's been invoked. It's been invoked rather to remove the Chief Justice of the Republic, and that's a danger for me. For me, the can't say media mo in some attitude there based on frivolous grounds, and I don't think President J.M. Eka Assembly or say we're in a legacy tenor. I don't think he will be remembered. He would love to be remembered with a legacy that will not be a very good legacy. I'm not sure, but the JM I know will not like to be remembered with such a legacy that, of course, will not look good. Until now, Mefre Ghana Bar Association, the diplomatic corps, the investor community, Yankasa Timamufo Ghana for. I would have wished. Said the Constitution is saying this sitting should be in camera. I would have wished this matter was a public hearing, because Article 125 of the Constitution of Ghana says we put the judiciary there. Yen Ghana for and I put the judiciary there. So I would have wished that the Constitution, the way it's carved, should have given an opportunity for what? Public hearing to be given. And then look at what we have turned Council of State into. And main first of all, MBO NDC nkwa. Main fan MPP nkwa. But I think it is the way we have couched it. Look at the composition of the Council of State. Say no way, no, your former minister of NDC, no, your former chairman, on your former secretary or your former desk. Now, if the person sits there, and what we are hearing, whether it's true or not, is the grapevine. Say, former justice of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Sophia Kufu, abstained from the voting. Say, in the prayer, we don't know. But those are the rumors that comes out. Why did she abstain? And then you know, say, mem peki part. Tama ya appointee as member of council or assembly, or say, I will not go to do the bidding of the president. I am going to advise him when I'm supposed to advise him accordingly. If only the rumors we are hearing say on part or abstaining, then it means there's a lot there, because she has a legal eye. Or abstaining and why am I to abano? Look, let's get serious on some of these things, and I think they are dangerous. Tomorrow, people will also come. A council of state with their own people, then ABA no look, this is what has come before us. We are all supporting it. Is that the trend we want to actually go? You say a group of say judges for your kumana. You moana. You say a who be a judge for mu said that quarter. What happens is that the judge will be afraid, say you go against the government. And then no is that the kind of thing we want to do? So Majeri, I think this is a dangerous trend, and the unshiny year MYA. I'm not saying Mamino Sebi or your Kroje or your Nipa. I'm not saying majority or your Kroje or your Nipa. Mr. Star. And no, it's clear. However, we should actually tread cautiously and come with facts, hard facts. And then your way campaign, you say you buy you Chief Justice. What was the reason? Yeah, campaign, you say you both judges for the unanimous FC. What was the reason? I feel the whole court now say ya menu eduji a court on natural justice argument on the mandamus matter. Supreme Court a man a granted no. Then Yasamba act say, oh, that's the point why are there. So it is when you sues you, you praise the judges. When it goes against you, you vilify the judges. Is that what it is? And I think the media should not be quiet about it. GJ, you cannot be quiet about this. Ghana Bar Association cannot be quiet about this. But sadly, we have turned this country into say, Nipa wait to match Sikama media for on there. Can answer my man. And I'm sad, and I have to say this. Yes, that's exactly what is happening. Nipa, the highest bidder, who can now pay his way forward. Not something like that. And I think it's getting dangerous. That's why I say, yeah, we the young people today. Obia ekutanadwen. Adwen so akuta no say yanka mbomu a aman entimi entumpon entimi kwanim. Look, let me tell you, it is God who gives riches. It is God who gives leadership. It is God alone who can also take all those things from you. So for me, that is my principal belief. I am not worrying myself. Media where NDC is not my enemy. He's my friend. The fact that he has his choice in NDC, that is his choice. I cannot force him to bring it. So policy, ideas, no media ba. Na heard the superior, na Ghana for to aba, no more. Then all moving forward, a drew baby na Ghana for says, why you be for to ho, then we move on. This is the kind of democracy we should build. And they are primary, sir. Then we are all culpable.
So now, so we should see the report.
I will go and give 5,000, 10,000. Only ask anyway. Or we remember 2,000, 10,000. Or say, oh, who call election? Who is car? That's the first question they ask you. Is that the kind of country we want to build? Majority. To the extent that we now want to polarize our judges, our justice system, so that where succeed here, you say, oh, NDC MPP, where are we going as a country? It is a dangerous trend. And I think that everybody should speak up. Where any MPP, NDC, SMO. I am telling you, we the political commentators, I want to beg, where any MPP, NDC, SMO. A market woman can get a case and go to court. That market woman, who's or your MPP ni and our NDC ni. One here judge or 200 or say oh any or MPP ni or D4. And our NDC now D4. And that's the kind of trend precedent we are setting. What did we hear? How on earth? Look at what is happening on the front page. Paper no one of the papers there. Would have heard the headline. Is it the Herald or something? Look at the headline. And that's a dangerous thing. Just let me reference to the headline and then you see something. Look at what this paper is saying as the reason or citing one of the reasons. Or say, oh, I saw it somewhere. Or say, tilting judgment. Bibisa. I saw the one of the newspapers. I say is the Herald or something. So since when have you said a judge should be vilified for the judgment you have given? That's the question I want to ask. Since when? Because the principle is that judge in manage judgment. There is an appellate process. When you go to appeal. As simple as that. You don't vilify, you don't fight the person. That is his opinion. In China, law no accurately appellate process for you. Say high court, you move to appeals court or court of appeal. Say court of appeal say debia, then you move to the Supreme Court. For Supreme Court say debia, you come to review on it on the law. Since when has judge's judgment become a fault to the judge? Say, you know, I saw this thing and I got appalled. And it's dangerous. McGarry, Mestre, I know reasonable minds are listening to NIT FM. Discerning minds are listening to NIT FM. Your lecturers are all your universities, public universities, CSOs, GBA, diplomatic corps. And I beg you, the media, GBA, and all the trend is going to be a dangerous one, and I don't think JM will like to leave such a legacy. Madam Wase.
Madam say, Deputy Communications Director at the New Patriotic Party. The thing
really dangerous.
Kamal Dean Abdullahi. On our Tenegano.
Magari,
Emmanuel Adotalote. Or your defeated parliamentary candidate Nyazo member of the NDC communication team. I don't answer.
Majeri.
Yes, sir.
Mami fa kwenye winchia etifo nyina ne omo on social media. Na menchia anyaso tu mfonso. Na openso mechia ora John Dramani Mahama. Ekusuwa bompa ye na nyame mfa ne santo ne so na ombo no. Omani more wisdom and holding strength to govern this country. Na ni America chen na pay say ora Mahama ko wenim na hwe we chikra just move be focused. Majeri on say misri because as for MPP send them kasa I don't know. And I thought say see me I take election I read a lot of meanings in election results. I thought say you election it should tell them something. That they should change their style, change the way they communicate, change the way, the stance they take on issues and all that. But it looks like that, the same thing, no. In team for your honorable. And say more, and people who had confidence, who you in team for your, you don't have confidence in the NDC and Mahama. I know the things you said and the things you did. And say, if Mahama take a decision, how can you tell me, say, on my Ningani Ebano, Mekan, Mumbo Juma, and yes, whatever Ghanaians are record, Massa, we don't need you. We don't need some of this statement from you. We know the things you people did. In Trump, try free secondary school, 5.7 million, they're buying 3.5 million students. OSEI on plane, cocaine in the after that, you can't even prove it. And you are still talking.
No, only be proven, ma'am. And I'm not more about
Marjorie, Marjorie, say, why is he? I must be able to prove why you know. If I don't have any sort of evidence, I should keep quiet. As a point. This is the first time I mentioned. Come on. You're welcome, Honorable. This is my first time I'm in the program. My call Radio Unity TV, sir. I was laughing because when they talk, it's as if when it's not in their favor. Everything is different because it's not in their favor. And you see, I keep saying, say, Ora Rollins, I mean, finding crazy. Saying way there. They don't change you. They don't change. And every day they give credence to Rollins statements. They don't change. The only thing that they change is their names from UGCC to UP to PP to MPP. That's the only thing. Otherwise, all the things are more kawahano. I don't get it. We were in this country. They petitioned against Electoral Commission chairperson, and for your information, the Electoral Commissioner, if any in the office, is unanimous to that of the appeals court.
A high court, rather.
No, I think we can check high court, appeals court, whatever. And until that, the package, the BBI, BBI is tied to the same thing. The petition, you went through the normal process. You cited the law. I can say we are following the law. We are doing this. Nina is according to the Ghana's constitution. And you were expecting to say, we'll keep quiet and watch you. So far, there has been a petition against the Chief Justice. But the structure in the law and the procedure, we are not supposed to know the content of the petition. Mamene Bisa petition is saying, now, Eman is 7 days. Ora Mahama, being a good and a responsible leader, see, may even 10 days to respond to it. While responding, Ora Mahama has followed the Article 146, Clause 6, Clause 10. Ninyi have go step by step. At the same Yinama, if it's a Council of State, show me where the president has sidestepped the law. Baby, Ora Mahama, I'm from Ran Anyejuma. Show me. The man has gone through everything steadily. Then you are just now calling. You see their character. Now, more friend, your friend is saying, Asofo, your friend imams, your friend in paying for, your friend. In fact, at the point, Omoleda, Afima can say, all the judges should come together and fight against the president. Look at all this is. The same style. Okay, time and Kwame Nkrumah pushes we should have our independence. The same people writing letters and telegrams to the Queen, which should be granted. As for you people, there anything that you are not at the forefront, and yet, meanwhile, what I thought you people should be doing, say, I'm paying phone at the top, no. they should be given privilege to get the content of the petition. Because say your company say and the petitions are frivolous and not with here. And I say, Nima, who will say the woman? But once there are things, HSM, there are issues with the as the administrator of the service, the judicial service, we need to go into it. Why are you people calling and say we should abort the whole process? What do you know? And sometimes they're not even ashamed when they are doing it. They talk as if say Mamini a member of their women's wing. Come on.
That's a national issue.
No.
Why do you expect?
No, national issue. There are ways you talk about it. No. See, you see, Marjorie. Yeah. At Semco Quarter, don't forget there were two interest groups. Near all the Semco Court, they were in interest. The peninsula is be accused, also in interest.
In fact, let me put this one across. They are now working on the electoral commission. Same as Court of Appeal. So you are right.
So, exactly. It say mutu me use mrano a court of appeal judge in that manner. I mean, let me put it that loosely. You were able to tell us the content of the petition. Say, wait here. In say woman procurement bridges mutu be called through, and we watch you. And then
you pay.
No, and then no, but the content of the petition against the CJ, do you know it? No, and do you think the fairness and Council of State members will be so daft say any two are say let's carry on. No. So if the EC has the powers of the appeal court, in other words, and also appeal court judge, this one will say we should abort it. I don't know. What do you know? What do you know? And Obianka say Mamini is guilty. And I say Mamino, we should sack her. We are going through the normal process, Marjorie. And you cannot cite any law. Ora Mahama. From Sah law. No say article say on say and how you say. No, everything is according to the law. But you say Mamino is guilty or otherwise. Now you say Ebia, she's not guilty. You know, false say and Chinchina, she is guilty. Therefore, we should deal with her. And you're making noise. And Ebia, is he a member of your women's wing? Why all these things? And Ebia, hey, everybody. You see, time, and you see, this issue is far different from the way Ora Mama is handling this. Far different from that of the EC, because he has really worked with the law. And he has given respect to the economy. You have CSOs who are against it. MONTIE, the same woman declare you as a winner for the election. Meaning, say, that she has not changed anything. The will of the people. He was against it. He even went to court on it. And other meaning Ghanaians in this issue. Have you seen anybody talking against? Because Ora Mahama has not gone against the law. On can't say Mamino is guilty. Never. Nobody has stand anywhere saying Mamino is guilty. For that matter, she should go. No. You see, you go through the process. No. You are setting committee. On can asem. Obian can asem. Yeah. If she is guilty, the committee's report better. If she is not, no. And I feel so. I believe say at the end of the day, no, we shall know the content of the petition. That is where you and I will say, this issue, we cannot gloss over it. The person must be dealt with according to your laws. Say it's about the Public Financial Management Act. And now, what breach here? She must be dealt with. But as it stands now, we don't know the content. So why are you shouting? Why are we making noise? And you see, they're not even doing it in the organized manner. MP now, may share boundary. No, Nioko 1 month, man is suspension. If anything, Jerry Ahmed will come and talk. John Daku will come and talk. You see, you have lost the election. You cannot even sit down, organize yourself, and have a unified, unit. Baku for Edimo Kasa, Obie Kasa, now we can say. To do what? Just to distract the president's attention. And Yejuma, Ora Mahama is focused in delivering better governance for Ghanaians to enjoy or have the fruit of voting for him. Who say your mind? And that's a fact. Munu yiko baby and Cardia be 24 cities, every 16 cities. So multiply by 10 cities. If that thing is 40 cities. Look at where we went to. Rice I now 120, echo 450 Ghana cities. Ghanaians suffered. And that these are the butter and bread issue. Being able to pay fees. Say you Koran echo school. You mo fees. You rent. These are the things that must occupy our mind. Say, oh, mama, let young bomb payment onto me and see when you know. But they be a number sorry, wait. Meanwhile, Nipanonzo and Yadebia is off track. Can we quote any law? HSA, Ura Mama, Amfasam Ran Anya Juma. No. And no man is suspension. Is it lawful? Yes. Article 14610. Hey, any building in a show me where you went wrong. I feel most no, because they say may. It's a discretion, so you should have exercised some. I don't get them. They say you may suspend the person. Or no, share issues as the president of the country. Ghana for GD1 and on to the moment 6.7 million. And for his record, around 1840, it's not 6.3. Please don't come and change the results that Ghanaians gave to Ola Mahama. I'm 6.7 million votes, a gap of about 1.7 million between us and MPP. So they know that say Nepano Ewo. Say bisi onyansa ene nimdia he can lead us into a shape into menu or aye juma say tenanchen ba Jerry say uye juma we bi na say una leader na say what issues are do we keep you there whilst we are investigating? This is common sense.
Munji ni say
common sense
proud to the elections or transfers by more NDC for including the then of flag bearer and currently or the certain president. And you're not going to be against as for
the utterances, it will never leave. MPP, say, 2028, they will say things about state institutions. Point in say, yes, you can say, yes, we were not happy with their judgment. And I can cite several examples.
And later we were told
but the point is
by
that
your chairman,
yes,
your current chairman.
You can, and you can be MPP when you get to their 10, they will say it. But the point is, Jerry, you can't win in are we using the law in an arbitrary manner? That's the point. Does that mean we have gone against the constitution? That's a question we should ask ourselves. No. Yes, you can say, as when say, can also politics, unya platform so baby some will be responsible, some will be irresponsible. Yes, if can say baby, but when you get the opportunity, you violate the law. You still work within the remit of the law. And to the point, you say, you can say, now, Madam Saloto say, and can say.
Yeah, I've said it.
Exactly. You can say, but they went according to the law. And they judge us by the law, not what we said. And they say, we are forcing our way. Not saying, you are changing Article 146 and something different now. That is where I agree with you. But don't judge me by what I said. What I said, we will say it and we'll continue to say it. Look, up to now, I get shocked when I look at the judgment Supreme Court Emma concerning our birth set, which was highly political judgment. Say birth set cannot determine who a Ghanaian is. At the same time, who a Ghana passport, what you need is birth set. If you need Ghana card, what you need is birth set. How can you give this judgment? And you want me to keep quiet? I'll talk. Because it makes no sense. Law and judgment must make sense to the ordinary Ghanaian. And which is your constitution, your flow be auton, body, whatever. Everybody came on board. Whatever statement I will law, the constitution is a framework for all of us. It will make sense to us. But you cannot sit there and give me that judgment. Say it, not FC. They be 7-0. If you are in our shoes, you talk. Wow. In some of them, the way they were able to manipulate the legal systems. And to me, judges, and to me, judges, that is what you want to do. No, we are going according to the law. In America, say, issue Kokota, Jerry, there were two groups. Obia one interest. Or more in same echo court, petitions, or more issues. They are seeking the Ora Muhammad, the entire system, to give them judgment. The same way Yaki also want interest, and you must have a balance of the two. And he said, if you want me to listen to you, we should abort the thing. Now, what are you telling me? What do you know? I don't know. You think that no, we don't have time. In fact, if you look at the records of the NDC, there has not been any instance Paki court just to give judgment in our favor. A clear example was the 31st December celebration. Okay. Now Rawlings, a whole military leader, time our preparation to celebrate, A court, MIA ruling said you cannot use state apparatus to celebrate. He obeyed. He never packed the court. But in the case of, if any say, Chikata, or winning appeal, no, Oracle for didn't he change the panel to have his way? I feel, a prison, no, oh, money pardon. Pardon by saying, I won't take it. Or court, and we need the case. I don't know the day. Whoa. So you are fond of doing that. And parliament judges, like things behind the scenes, corner push people here to have your way. Look at the issue. So they think we are doing the same thing. No.
Okay.
We must respect the petitioners. No. The law must take its course. Leave the case to move smoothly. I don't know you're shouting, calling people, move from beer or bianca. As our move friend also, they are not listening to you because someone say, Niamukano, you don't have the right to speak. So Obibe Kasakra and your MPP. Because we saw what you did. Many things so I say, essence say, or else if we issue that court in we should have waited. Wait for what? Which law shows that if you have an injunction application before the Supreme Court, the president must wait. Show me the law. We were here when we applied to injunct the EC from carrying out a limited registration. It went on when the case has not been held. It went on, and several issue. It went on, and you cited the law. Which law shows that the president must wait for the Supreme Court to give judgment on that case? Which law? And that prayer before the Supreme Court is just to give the woman fair hearing. And then no so mama why or the document in man say G mama will 10 days respond. So that thing is mute. Dead on arrival. So what is the case here? Why are you panting? Why are you shaking? If you can cite any law Ora Mahama has gone against in this same procedure, then I agree with you. Otherwise, we are following the constitution. Yes, we may have issues with our constitution. Say, ABR, there are challenges. But that is what we have now.
Okay.
Until the review committee will bring something different for us to accept it. Otherwise, this is the constitution. And Ora Mahama Mfum Rabia is following it. You guys should give us a break. Let's focus and work on the bread and butter issue. Ghana for you, and Ghana for says yes. For doing that, we'll punish you. Let people have food on their table.
No, that's it.
Wow.
High indeed, 100.9. Yeah, come on.
Yes,
sir.
Bread and butter issues. Here, papa. The pay buy every drew anum. Nema who say you were on bread and butter.
Exactly.
So na ebi ameso me bana menya me koko ne me kose bi bread and butter. And I mean, you are what you hear so. Our watching my video so, sana bread and butter whom here no pa. Now, Jerry,
yeah,
ye ko to aba obia ka ne obeti ma yama o man no. Sa oti akonwa no so a obeka ne waye na obasan ka enisade hu na wo for future na ye de ma wa obeye. Sa so na wo opposition na you say what you say. And then me bisa simple question. Cement boa oh ye de mam 3 months ago no na yesen. Bread and butter issues no. And now me no wo kese yi ye kwa abonten ekobisa gasem cement boa no yesen ya. Fa compare de e ja wa wo ka kire Ghana for say bread and butter me ba be boa mo. Nek bisa wo say wadi ni kra na say woni ni kra. Ghana for say bi ye na bi o. Na me de bia me kan asem bi. 8 years in government there. I was say ka who say Ghana for Sebi, ye dwen kwachiri. Eden ya, ye say insuo che. Ye friend saying.
And you know what? Insuo che wo to mo.
Thank you very much. No matter what, why a papa wonye papa obanya nipa ompe wase. NDC call 8 years in 2016. Bisano, he is quick at telling us 1.something million votes. It was the same thing. They lost abysmally. MPP so 8 years lost abysmally. Where actually say Ghana for Sebi.
Yeah.
Yenimeye. And Timonti na hoda. They can say a judge for no Chairman Judge Bakwa okuta MPP card and a NDC card. Yentiminche. Because you must say they should help the cause. That is why MPP, NDC, yemwa na likelihood of bias a bar. We should follow the law and go on. Nobody says John Mahama wa from Merabiaso. What we are saying, law gas two things. In Latin, we can be say lex injusta non ex lex. Or say law justice any mono and your bad law and your good law. I'm not saying our constitution is bad. For 30 years of the constitution, now we are invoking Article 146. But to invoke it, no, mumayanfa adwene sebi. Yanfa morality sebi. And to whom sebe ya ochine bi no obi nso ema be yesa. Those are the reasons that we are raising this. Na say ko ye din a constitution e share say ye kwa bibi ye obi ye bibi na say enko yi a ana emmo ya ka. Don't be quiet about it. That is why the constitution guarantees your freedom of speech. That is why it guarantees you to speak and I to speak. Don't say MPP for we can't wait. That is not what it is. Want me Kagana for a numuntumsa. Muya the enya ebeye. Why we na ba enche say wa ko ekudita. Why we ne election Ghana for the to me out show on sa. Enche say sebi. Jeye. That is why we create demonstration per Article 21 of the Constitution. You can go out without even informing the police. Unless under Public Order Act, no, just inform them to give you security protection, but they cannot stop you. Until your inalienable rights, no, are a human rights, no, fundamental, no, are guaranteed by the Constitution. So you cannot tell people to keep quiet. Nonetheless, okay. A hand time. So what peja wabeti. So officer won na we bibia because you to me amount no. En fro ponko. En ko bibia. Enra me da sum. Sanso na others so da sum. Tiri aje to me na amamu no. Dum so na ye kano. I don't think John Mahama's legacy is to come back again and put us 4 years in Dumso. No, he doesn't like it. He's not going to do that. Yes, but he has put in that 4 years before. Under Atamos and John Mahama, we went into darkness for 4 years. And that was a bad legacy. And I'm not sure he will do that legacy again. Let's not sit here and trivialize the conversation. Say, hey, election, election, election. Look, you're traho. You're election, you're swear in president, you're traho. And this election. Moon is our position. Now, that's what we should do. But when you attack the judiciary, that is why I gave you example of the matter. There are two chief justices anymore, Supreme Court anymore. That's why I gave you example. Judges or Krumha. That's why I gave you example. Say Justice Kosa was sacked by Kwame Nkrumah, and I think we shouldn't go on that lane again. Obia will tell me bia say we a trotro driver. We are why. Let us rise up and fight for justice. Then do you know what? Sadly, majority people have not done this research. Supreme Court example now, one judgment. No, let me tell you, the judges in the Supreme Court, judgment or muma are political, less than 1% of the work they do. Less than 1% of the work that goes into our courts. So it's not about we politicians. It's about the common Ghanaian on the ground and on the field. And now if we do this and bastardize the judicial system, where are we going as a country? It is sad.
Okay, me that same. Need 100.9.
Majeri.
Yes.
Me can say me ma obian kasa and I say bibi kasa. Me see yen kan sema ehun because my point is say so far near ora mama ye no. Afum rana. No. You are wasting our time.
Nobody has said so.
Yes, so why
nobody has said so? But we have the right to also comment on the process. We have not said it.
My point is say don't waste our time with series of press conference from Jerry Amen because you have no point. There's nothing has been destroyed. No law has been set aside. It's what you're wasting our time. Our friend Grofono, let's focus on the bread and butter. And I make him say, see, you are here telling me say, see what I said. If people you don't understand the meaning of election results. She said, I must say, oh, my no. You are getting our cement price. And these are your legacy, so. Never know say
legacy.
But
Why?
Can I talk? Come on, can I talk?
No, don't say
we don't do it.
Come on, man,
can I talk? Mahama, any approval for the budget, it will give us 1st April. So, cement price, Kosura, SCG, OTA, Kaba, do so. Muya over 1,000 containers in Waifa. What are you telling me? Why? You sat down as Minister of Energy. Can I talk? Minister of Energy.
Yeah.
Managing leader, chairman of ECG. Any do big Munina, MD ECG. Over 1,000 containers every year. Mobile no, your combination 99% of our energy is thermal and hydro. More than 1 megawatt in this area. You are here talking. We have come back. I don't know what issue you are here solving. You are here talking. Sometimes I don't know. But like I said, have a self-reflection. Now, Montrance say election results has several meanings. So that when you come out and you are talking, you measure your words. Because these are the things I'm just see. And then you're solving. I don't expect you to talk. Let the ordinary Ghanaian complain. I mean, Tieno. And then I am out chance. I will say, you couldn't even add 1 megawatt. And yet, around Mama Mary, and I cook middle belt. Come on, see. So stop it. It means can't say Mobian Kasa. But Kasansua, show once you can see, you can tell me anything I touch him. And I say, maybe around Mahama, I'm using a year. No. They have a point with you. But the thing is that there's nothing. So you're wasting our time. And I feel so nobody has said, Mamma Yapamino. And now she is guilty. Have we gotten to that point, my Jerry? Is she guilty? No. So what is your point? Meaning say, morning baby, and you are jumping the gun. You are rushing, jumping the gun. Hey, Primo who say, hey, so people petition. Those people who are petitioning, shouldn't they also have justice? And so I say, there are 2 groups. Obia justice. Obia what the interest. And he allow no Fifino, no Yajuma. We are say Benkum and what they are saying a writer. Say left friend say the fan force also a writer. Emeka wants him, but as it stands now, near more titi yaso. Because there's no law. In can be better say so far, Echo Council of State, Yafum Rabi, there be setting up the 5-member committee, Yafum Rabi, there be suspension, Rabi, there be. So what is your noise for? What is your noise for? Once you don't have anything to unim and so be urezino enye din na adeni come mean kasa you have the right to talk. In fact, this same constitution give everybody the right to speak. But me can say yen kan say ma ebe bagana fo ebe si san ye shebre no bread and butter aduane e your table. So these are the things now say yeah they starting if any say feed Ghana. What I expect for you say look at it bibia enko ye no. No can one say so we can have abundant food on our table. And let's not just be clouding the atmosphere with Niamana. You don't have anything. My check here, my business say, what is wrong with the procedure and process so far? Nothing. And you are calling, and I'm Nejuma. What about those who petition the president? Because I'm voting. Have you given justice? No. So let's listen. Let's go through. Say one sebi anymore. They will be told. About this one, they will be told. Very simple.
My main message is not quite here for her now. I'm picking my final comment. Mesha Kasante said, "What a good news I heard in my ear yesterday. The leader of the unanimous FC Justice Gertrude Arabe Sabasaki Tokunu has finally been suspended as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, and we are hoping to hear her final removal very soon, because the removal is one of the main reasons why Ghanaians voted massively for NDC and President Mahama to reset and sanitize our judicial system in order to boost Ghanaians' confidence in the judiciary. And the more people keep quiet on this matter, the better for them. Way Ayameshak Asante. Citizen Francis Justice Asiedu was unavailable at the last adjourned date of the suit challenging the removal of CJ, for which reason the court didn't hear the matter. He is now available to sit on a committee to determine the fate of the CJ. This is interesting. Citizen Francis and so Edia Odiaba. Alaiba Abbas Medina. Also, the noise from the MPP minority is gradually turning to nuisance. They claim that MPP believes in the rule of law is a big scam. In 2017, EC boss Charlotte Say and her deputies were removed from office. And MPP told Ghanaians that rule of law and due process is at work. And Article 46 without mercy. They are dwelling on Article 46 without mercy. An independent constitutional body. MPP Nanadu removed 3 High Court judges in 2013. Debbie is in 2018 with the same Article 46. Are you talking about 146? Maybe I'm not working. And today, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama also is using the same article. Richard Adifri Amasaman. Also, I don't understand why the MPP is greatly mourning over the suspension of Auntie Gertrude Tokunu, the suspended Chief Justice. Yesterday, it was all over the news, the gargantuan sins of the suspended Chief Justice. The bunch of allegations. 30 out of the 31 Council of State members agreed that prima facie case has been established against the suspended Chief Justice. One of the very serious cases against the suspended CJ is that Graduate. I don't know the outcome where winning allegations. Why? The train acquired no bona. Now Richard, I can't. Why? When second David Africa, so congratulations to our newly MMC for Wutu Senior East. The grassroots general said Benini. And what? Is Benini? I say, oh, Tiana and Felix now go you. I'm with the money, I'm with the own. A greater crowd, dear crowd, most of me. Hey, Yana Shanti. Nana Grandma say good morning. Good morning, Mark Jerry. A very special birthday to Nicolina Dakomante of Sociology and Linguistics Department, University of Ghana, Legon, who resides in Dansoman, Asore Down. Yo, Nicolina, happy birthday to you. When Ghana is under threat, since JDM and NDC resumed office, I beg Ghanaians, especially with the youth, let's support Honorable Dr. Brian Echampo 100% to become the next president of Ghana because he has better things for this country. God bless him. And that's all. Wesam Agyari, Chief Justice should stop playing games. We don't need her services anymore. Covid to South Africa. Honestly, I can't know at all. Alasan says the free Zero Central. Also, Mike Jerry, good morning to you and everyone. Thank God at long last, the unanimous FC captain is on a way out of our justice delivery system to pave way for effective justice delivery system. Real justice and our birth certificates can now guarantee us as a citizen. Where alas I say. Alas I'm that's it. Dennis and your positive change, Medina. The CJ's infamous description of birth certificate, not an idea alone, makes her not only incompetent but a treacherous character. Her kind shouldn't be appointed Ghana again. Now, I know sad decision or no, and quite about Otinadium and Omayana. And they say a judge for a Supreme Court, a judge for
was FC, not FC on that issue. No dissenting views.
Okay. So for my freedom, I say Ghana is going back under President Mohammed's regime. It is clear that President Mohammed, NDC, has nothing new for this country, and nothing is working under their leadership. So for my free, we say the suspension of Chief Justice is part of the process of NDC's resetting agenda. Very soon they will pursue the agenda to dismiss the current UC person. In this regard, we are making the tenure of these constitutional bodies who terminus with the regime that appoints them. And you think that is best? Mazaudu. Kumanse Bantama. Ena Odiabe. Yo. Ejabata Koti also we are in a country governed by laws. If the president is acting according to the constitution, what is the hue and cry about this. But I'll go team. Where's the Mark Jerry, please? This is the plan of the President Mahama. First, removal of the Chief Justice. Second, removal of the Electoral Commissioner. Thirdly, change the Constitution to enjoy 8 years. And they don't yet. Untimin yet. Never. He can't do that.
Oh, no. Why would he do that?
Where's the Mark Jerry? But the Mahama I know will never do that. Oh yes, I mean, yes, or you too power. I'm out for Kekam, but Monkeka says because President Mahama will never do it. Where's the Mark Jerry? If the president has the power to fire the CJ, then he should declare state of emergency on Galamsey. About on fire CJ, Padaruma. Where's the Ghana is under threat since NDC has James office, it is clear that President Mahama and his NDC has nothing new for this country. Eric Ogubwadi and Odiabe. Where's the Mark Jerry? Good morning. If someone will talk about the Chief Justice issue, it shouldn't be MPP people who, when did they realize there is law in Ghana? They should be ashamed of themselves. Where you're bright or the Free Belgium. Where you see MPP, IGP is removed, what did you do? Chief Justice has been removed, and what can you do? And the EC is going to be removed. What will you do? Well, mind the IGP. And the removal on it there. And this is Chief Justice. A group of newly posted graduate teachers whose appointments were revoked earlier this year has announced plans to embark on a peaceful picketing exercise at the Ghana Education Service. It is a church of Muka Bibi and Chiromo. There are 2,657 teachers. They say, Ghana and Chiromo. What we call appointment is here 8 November. And one more day, it doesn't fall within a year. Your friend is saying, Julius Debra.
Yes, again. And I feel
the directives.
Like
so, one more
those ones are critical. And posting news, so
one and Beckham.
You see, some of this, no, and don't just say, Ora Mama sanction this. Oh,
really?
No. Ora Julius, directive, no. Maybe BT1 also feels, say, once this has come, no, let me apply the directive arbitrarily. You get my point. So doesn't mean the president sanctioned this.
Appointment in the even latter part of the
even if it's after the same, someone like teaching, maybe not enough view. And this area, so you have one person teaching 3-4 classes. It is wrong. So that one, nobody can support this one. And no any nurses, any paramedics. Those ones, no.
Okay. But as my friend, when I mean call a year, and Homano Sona, Bene, Betty Fonso, and Casa. Where's about Jerry? My name is Ebenezer from Kobenya. Just suspension, and other than the nano group in Parliament crying. Then they remove our dear. Hey, then they will believe, Papa. Let me tell them that what was wrong yesterday is wrong today. And what is right yesterday is also right today. So they better keep quiet. And I said, Wes have said it many times that Ghana has flimsy constitution that needs to be amended. The sole power given to the president to appoint sensitive positions like Chief Justice and the EC have to be limited. Amendment of the constitution should mandate certain qualified independent body. Also, Kweku, Eddie Free, UK, and all the other. Okay, my comment so numbers now be friend 03022 57902 0302257 and 03022 43540 03022 43540 Bana Baboni Tawedia Mame. Memoation.
Major so many of my Jerry now to stand up a
Boko Yetianko
Eben Quabia. Mammy Mbo Abaso. Namembo me NDC no Abaso Papa. Na Machia me boss. Dr. Tony Obi. Oman Penilina for share petroleum hub. I'll be sharing the Yamni Ghana for any. Namastre Honorable Eduji Tamaklu. Yenya Joe Ashiaman. Or born homo de Papa by Estreno. Estreno. I'm releasing the consignment in Mano. It's until Boisira College Papa. Now, my Jeremiah is a I have through. And the nano group in parliament, Omenya no Kasa. Amure fi se ne enye enra na nenso enye. Na me ko me dua asem a me bisa ma Jerry. Mra bempa na omampani on the nyamfo joma ma wafo. Osha article 146 all the clauses in now omampani are systematically all this. If it then the nano group in parliament MONTIE, and it seems to me say they are crying more than they believe. And I'm advising no money near the Biquanani and my report here can say your friend Mamma or Snow Mamma and I am Pana. Because I don't get it. Omampani follow constitution, say actually be no. Now, because with 41 plus 10 and 11, so the president may. It is what discretion.
Okay.
So the president also suspended. So what is your beef?
Madam say, Mamefa Obufro. Meba to mache.
Major so.
Yeti oyanko.
Chairman Magi.
Yeti o todo gbaji.
Masumo do mekwa benya. Precisely Taifa. Brama mema wa mu. Na minchia ni senior comrade MPP nini dia minchia no so wa makranke wa be sebre kwa. Chama Magi I am simple. I am chi. Mamincha Chairman na min kanche mi senior comrade. Aya Edu Jita Makulu say and penny says ye dear wu on in kumeni where ye fear nyansa and penny says ye dear wu in kumeni a juma way and a Chairman Joe I ye free that ye tree and ye kuta grassroots mu ababesime NDC4 and until NPP4 dia tema omunsuru omunfere ye te ba ne say and I say ye dear wu kebe ku o mani bi te se Chairman Joe ya mane break akra na si antere se wo jani niama odi eboja di o man fa ma no a o meti enka Chairman Magi enka sem ne so e dia na si e baby o mo ka tre Charlotte Feke ni de Japan honorable den ani NPP for be say Charlotte said in a to and akwaji position inti sa o ba o magina free ho Yanti chelo, yanti jano. Omo ba no na fasting na. Omo ye edi invisible petitioners. Ekoko yi Charlotte Sefio. Wini Chairman Magi the fact here so MPP for so and say the omo ye ni jiwu. Wini omo pedu kubi mo mu yem. Na omo be kwa ko to anisio afri amanone a omo di besu. Yes no nya nsho suspension pe.
Okay. Madam say Mamefa next one. Mache.
Champion Magi.
Yes, I it's you. Account.
No more about the small dimension MP about Tampa either advice you are. The semester, I do a shaman. One NBC for Papa. I spent 2 years here. Someone appointed you. Then I can't go and more tatano. I am money for Omuyasa. Omuya is no more baby share, no fine where you go when you end father and ever power. Marjorie. They chief justice and they are suspending no. Mama ye gana fonwa because I am going to import I am more mbadu to no. Omo kai you be say omo ba after pompe buri omo wa na ko am pam ba no. Omo shada ko pomo ko yi obi a owo low rank and be CDF. So me chief of staff oh I am pay for you na ko na Magari. And the end is we no. Mama ye gana fonwa and if you post a mama de babon se sana mo no obago tu because o tiny and ya no bi bu o mama na magana enforce Magari and then say this time I want to akonta man ya didn't last now see we any MP sa only legal man na I have go to won su pom I have to won su to mo ko bi your baby so also ya MP so legal o ya man sa e wo wasa west na go baby I don't know about that Magari you need pick and choose no you didn't come as a mind near practical and saying illegal because at the way you phone it for instance and I alarm you.
Madam Sam, I want to tell you me for last one, Mache. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, ABC, me kasi abede. Me chiawni kwa ma fani mi sister etonam. Majari, ma intin for you enti asiese. Hey, omukoso epafem. Omuko enfa epoase TJ okoso bafem. Only me nto me yesa no. Because of insase any insasini sika mo wia ye ba be chichu go go mu ntino enti o mo yesa no enti o mo hihwe o mo enka obi be ka assembly afa CJ wa mu MB before that emi ya say me emphasis back to the obi number me ye communicator na me no mo kasa emphasis wo hono because that man or to president osimo ayote catch and say okwa onko pewe tumo jole o tumo jole no on fa ko bonsum neni su insu no onya pepewe o me papa on ko so bafem ye be you
okay madam say I need 100.9 Jumedi no SC the entertainment you to beto also okay final comment come on or final comment yanko
well the mechanic say
yeah
the madisa aka say medical aka say we have only one Ghana we have only one judiciary no beyond how we are above the law and I keep saying this be as a manufacturer and politicians let us not set precedences or China ebabe hantie. That is all I have to say. That's a better touching swap. It is not our judiciary that we should unjustifiably attack MYA.
Medase. Hello there.
Magi.
Yes sir.
Mestre Ghana for and obey say omonkoswa enkai orama ama ewon paibom. Na ejuma na mo de share nsem no okremu issues of galamsey kusa okono nso economy no nso yeguso ICC no and there are good things yet to come mesre mo na say na elo chief feed Ghana and also yeguso I mean your preparations are ICC nema until they should continue to have faith and I feel so nobody is above the law sem rani chiwa achiu
all right medase and one me be free Kamal Dean Abdullahi, or Deputy Communication Director of the New Patriotic Party. Then we do a so to parliamentary candidate for the NDC 2024 elections, 2020 and 2024 elections. A friend no Alote, Emmanuel Alote, or no son Ebefi, a member of the NDC National Communication Bureau. Yedi Jumedi Nesi Meko. Sorry, the Ola Michael is taking over. Ola Michael at the Entertainment GH. Eva Babeto also. But I said, I'm a cojoda producer. But I say, Abena Frima, Nana Yansafo, almost some of them I say, one of your social media administrators. Kwasia Boaje, the darling boy name is supervisor. Dr. Father Dixon Na, executive producer, fully supported by me, general manager, Kennedy Asante Osei. One more, and a woman, Chidoma, Yadu Dumeji, Yadi Bro will need 100 points. Ayana me pa, Ochina, Yebesai, Eshia. And there, a woman, I knew you come. You said you might be